Hello, everybody, and today's stream is another stream for Dark Month. And we all like to draw in the Dark Month, and hopefully you have been joining in with the Dark Month theme. And today, we are entering the Dark Temptations. So, join me as we go embark into the third week of the temptation of the flesh. And listen to another playlist in the background. So hopefully, guys, if you do enjoy today's stream, keep watching. Once again, it's going to be a long and virtuous stream. So hopefully, guys, if you do enjoy today's stream, keep watching. Once again, it's going to be a long and virtuous stream into the flesh of temptation. I've got another idea, and I have used another one of my artist's pictures from the previous years of my artist career. But hopefully you will enjoy it today. Keep tuned, as it's going to be about 2 hours. Be prepared for that. Otherwise, fast forward to the end and see the beauty that will come from my beast. And what else further ado, guys? Let's continue into this week's theme of Dark Month, of temptation of the flesh. Okay, guys, got this one going. Hopefully you enjoyed that little skit. But that is the drawing I'm going to be. Let's get this mask off. Yeah, that's better. I can hear me. You can hear me. Right. Once again, guys, like I said, we'll be listening to a playlist in a moment. And this week's playlist is going to be Harley Quinn, whatever you call it, because she's always Halloweened up. She's always a person done for Halloween. And as this week is coming even closer to the Halloween week, I thought we'd do another picture for Niki, and she will join me shortly. Again, she has to. What time it is here for me now is about 12:45, but probably about 8 o'clock in the morning for her. So she'll join me shortly later on in the afternoon for the stream. Again, it's going to be about 2 hours, guys. So bear with me for that 2 hours, and keep tuned until we get right to the end. This is the picture I did many moons ago now. I mean, like moons ago now. And Niki didn't like this one. And as it's this week is temptation, well, is this not tempting enough for you? But anyway, guys, I'm going to be taking the wings from this creation and sort of taking the body shape, as I'm no good at hands, but I do like the anime face, so I might keep that one as well. But I will be doing it in my new book, which is what we've been doing it in so far. Just let me get that book open there for you. And in previous streams, guys, we have done a lot more for Dark Month. Oh, you can't see that. You can now, though. We've been doing a lot more in Dark Month. Sorry, my computer's decided it's going to... There we go. He'll go in a minute. Yeah, all day. There we go. Yeah, guys, we've done... This wasn't Dark Month, but this is one of the pictures that I've drawn and digitized in the live events. This was also in the live events playlist, to go and check that one out, guys. But this was the original first week. We did... this one is Lily. As out of Nicole Jean's book. I'm working with another YouTuber at the moment, so definitely go and check her book readings out. She does one every single day. And she's also up on Instagram. Again, I'll hopefully, if I remember, I'll put the link down below. If I don't, guys, and you want to find out where she is, you can come over to my Instagram, because I like a lot of her stuff. So you can find out what I like by following my page there. But this was last week's. Again, everything that I draw on paper, I take over to the free app called Critter towards the end of the week, after I've done the sketching stage and I've done all of the stages that need to be done on the paper version. what I'll do is I'll sketch it all out first, guys. Then once I'm happy with the sketch, I'll go into more finer detail on the sketch. And I normally use my pencil and my mechanical pencil. These are my favorite ways of drawing, and these are, well, I've got loads of different pencil, but these are two of my main favorite ones that I like to use. And as always, you need a pencil sharpener and rubber. You're going to need the pencil sharpener and the rubber, because if you don't have either one of those, then you can't sharpen your pencil. Even though on a mechanical pencil you don't actually need a sharpener, you just need the lead fillers, and I've got none left, so hopefully this pencil will keep going till the end of the videos. But as always, you always need a rubber, because I don't always like the first sketch that I do, guys. What I might do is I'll get to a certain point in the stream and then go, right, I'm had enough, I'll turn it off, and then come back tomorrow. So as I've done in the previous streams. And I want to say a big thank you again to Nicole Jean, because she's giving me ideas from her book, and I watch her videos to get more ideas. But this week is going to be Tempe from her book. It's the new book. I'm not sure if she's in the old book called The Veil. I can't remember, to be honest with you. Not off the top of my head. I should have checked that before I started, but I haven't. But yeah, I'm going to be doing another female figure, as you saw here. That is where I'm basing it from. Like I said, I like the aesthetics, and this week is Tempe. And the Temptress, she is, what I can remember, she is a dark figure, or a person of... not evil, but not good. She always appears as a person who you would like to see. Hence Tempe. This is where I'm getting off her videos and what information she's fed to me. But Tempe is, I'm hoping she's got wings, because I want to draw more wings this week, because I absolutely love drawing wings. And I like the ripped idea that I had from this one, as these are like almost like fairy wings, but they're not fairy wings, if you like, bat wing maybe. I might give Tempe bat wings and give them a rips in them, as Tempe is a darktress, and her actual image is like an evil skullen demon-tress sort of look. But she appears to everybody how you would like her to appear. So it's like shimmer, and she becomes something else. Kind of like what was it? Yesterday's stream. If you didn't check out yesterday's stream for Sunday, getting you ready for Monday, check that one out, guys. But just be warned, it gets quite gory towards the end, and you may not like what you see. But be warned for that. But if you don't mind a bit of gore, as it is coming up to Halloween, guys, we're going a bit more darker into my channel. Next month will be a little bit lighter. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can keep on coming back to see what else we're getting up to. But like I said, we're going to be listening to another playlist from the Comic Historian in the background while I draw. Hopefully it won't skip and scatter like it has been. And we'll be all good. I've got my coffee. Hopefully Nicole will be joining us soon. She'll grab her coffee and she'll have a chat with us in the comment section quite shortly. But let's get on, guys, with the drawing. And bear with me. I'm just going to quickly turn on that playlist, because those playlists actually help me draw, and they take me out of my own space where it's like dark and I can't actually focus and I can't think of anything. Because what I like to do, I tried listening to the music and it just didn't work. It didn't work for me, so I'll be still listening to my playlist in the background. But what I find, guys, is people do like it, as it stops the dead air for when I'm not talking, because I will get to a point where I won't talk anymore, or I won't talk as much. Just purely because I need to concentrate on what I'm actually doing. But bear with me. I'm going to get that started. And this week is Harlequin, or Harley Quinn. And we've got the origins and followed on videos, as a lot of people in the Halloween outfits do actually wear or dress up like her. As you probably noticed, a lot of people, she's a focal point at the moment for Halloween dress up. But there's always that slutty nurse and naughty witch, or should I say sexy witch. I don't know how you can make witch sexy, but hey, they do. Well, let's give me a second. I'm getting everything sorted out here.
Give Harley Quinn more of an identity beyond just being Joker's girl. So this origin gives her a few more reasons as to why she left her life with Joker.
So that's that going. Hopefully you can hear that okay.
So here
and if you can, let me know in the comment section. But let's begin. And like again, guys, it will be about 2 hours for the whole stream. So bear with me for the whole stream because, or you can come back at any time, guys. So if you join me live, you can
lighting the corpses of animals on fire.
Come back at any time, or check it as I'm going, or you check over the 2 hours that I will be doing this stream for. Again, I've got a concept idea already, so I don't need to look for anything like I normally do, but normally I do look for something, and I'll put that on there. You can't quite see it, but I can see it fine. If you want to see that image, guys, it is up on my Instagram, so go and check out my Instagram. My name is Blut084. BLUT084 Art and Games, here every day on YouTube, occasionally on Mixer, every day and night over on Instagram for chat and other posts that I get what I'm getting up to. Same name, different place as this channel here, guys.
Bernie showed his love for Harley by throwing Bonnie out of his car and into traffic, killing her.
So please enjoy the playlist in the background, and I will be starting very shortly. I'm just quickly making an Instagram post.
Harley shed her first tear over heartache. She snuck into his room and she stole a memento to remember him by, a stuffed beaver that he kept next to his bed. They rode back and forth for a while Harley moved on with her life, but eventually Bernie died in prison, stabbed to death over a side of mashed potatoes.
Everything's good.
She was sad over this, but time went on, as it always does, and Harley graduated from Gotham University, and then she went to work at one of the many hospitals in Gotham. But her true passion was still the criminal mind, and because of this, she decided to take a job at Arkham Asylum. She considered the broken and unfixable patients of Arkham her ultimate challenge, and after studying them through the cameras, she figured she couldn't get close to the people who were this paranoid, so she had to become one of them. And she wanted to conduct her own experiment. So she dyed her hair blue and red, and she had the warden admit her as a patient. While plenty of the prisoners wanted to talk to Harley, one inmate was on the top of her list. The exiled Prince of Gotham, the Joker. He knew right away who she really was, and the two of them fell in love. Well, Harley fell in love with the Joker, at least. He was still a little undecided. Meanwhile, one of the inmates killed the warden, opening up an investigation in which the new warden found out about Harley's experiment. She was irresponsible, certifiably insane, and a risk to those around her, and because of this, the guards tried to escort her out of the building. But she had no plans to leave without the love of her life, so she took the guard's gun and she broke the two of them out of Arkham. The two of them spent some time together, and the Joker showed his love for her in his own special way, by throwing her into the vat that bleached his own skin, bleaching her skin. This gave her that pasty pale appearance that she's become known for. And as time went on, Harley also began to know what the Joker wanted in his girl. So she was willing to give him anything. If he wanted a sex kitten, a seductress, the innocent girl, whatever he wanted, she was willing to do. But what he really liked was the dits. So she went on calling him Mr. J, and she became his
Mr. J.
But one day, the Joker became bored of
Okay, that post is up on Instagram, guys. Don't forget, if you do like anything by me, you can check out my Instagram. I do post every picture that I've done, or just check back on the videos and how to draw them and how to digitize everything.
Who now owns an apartment building, has tenants that she cares for, and she's even teamed up with Power Girl. Good guy or bad guy, you decide, because she can be whatever you need her to be. I hope you guys enjoyed learning just a little bit more about Harley Quinn, because this is a side of her that most of us don't get to see. Personally, I enjoy her new run of comics, and I highly recommend everybody picking it up. Now, don't forget, we're on Twitter @ComicStorian. We'll chat with you guys all day and night. We also have a subreddit, r/ComicStorian, where you can find all of the videos pretty close to when they come out. And we also run a gaming variety channel known as Eligible Monster and a list channel known as List Bomb. Both of those links will be in the description down below. Thank you for joining us today, and I'll see you guys next time right here.
Quickly do it. Like I said, guys, if you do like the playlists, let me know, and you want to find them yourself, so you can listen to everything that they do. I do have a stream of theirs in the background every time I do draw, so if you don't just want to listen to them, you can do that. But they do them every day or every week.
So we did the New 52 origin for Harley Quinn, but if
I listen to every playlist when I do draw those, guys.
Some people loved the new take on her, and some people hated it. But since the original Harley
Definitely.
Quinn origin is
Don't forget to
pretty
keep
well
watching.
hidden, I figured that I should tell
And
you
keep listening.
and let you
But if you want to
decide.
find out where they are,
Keep in mind,
just ask
this one
me in
isn't
the
canon
comment
for her right
section,
now.
and I
The
will
earliest reports on Harley that we have were of her as a teenager.
we'll do that. I'll put that in the comment section down below.
Granted a gymnastics scholarship to Gotham State University.
We're definitely going to check out the previous streams.
She wanted a degree from the university's prestigious psychology department. She wasn't known as a studious student, but she found her own ways to get a passing grade.
As you get to see how I draw them and every single step that takes me into the drawing that I'm doing. I'm looking for my glasses because I don't know where I put them. Where are you?
When questioned why she chose Arkham, she simply informed them that she was looking for an exciting and challenging case.
Where's my new glasses?
Something
I've got these
high-profile
knackered old
that she
crappy
could
things.
never name.
I don't know where I put them.
Regardless of everyone warning her,
Really
couldn't
don't
stay
know
away.
where I put them. So this is updates, guys, and I will be there
Up in her office
shortly
that
to
night,
start the
she found
drawing.
a single rose with a note. Come down and see me sometime, Jay. So she went down to ask him how he possibly got out of his cell to deliver this. Of course, the Joker wouldn't tell her, but he commented on how much he loves her name. Because with a little tweaking, Harleen Quinzel can become Harley Quinn, just like the classic clown character.
I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. I'm ready.
Coyly told
Sort
her,
of ready.
you can see why I'd be
Hair in my beard. That makes
So
sense,
she
doesn't
walked
it?
away.
Yeah, so we're going to start with general basic sketch lines first. We don't go into great detail when you first start sketching. And I definitely would say to you, don't ever go into great detail first, as you don't always know where you're going to go, what pose you want to take as.
It still took Harleen 3 months before the
Start in the middle of the page as well, guys, or unless you want a picture over here. I generally start when I'm doing a figurine or figure. I start in the middle and make my way sort of around that area, really. But if you've ever drawn a skeleton, that's how you start a picture. If you're doing a person, quickly sketch out the person, like just quickly making in different where things are. So you're basically drawing a stick man. Well, in this case, it's a stick woman.
Make his father laugh. He could be that clown for his dad. And his first attempt to get his father to laugh was tearing the crotch out of his own pants one night when his father came home drunk.
Do your circles where the shoulders are going to be.
To Harleen that sometimes people just don't get the joke, like his father and like Batman.
And we block out the body. Again, it's a feminine body, so it's going to be interesting until I got boobs. But I've already got a picture there that I've drawn female form before, and I'm going to try and work on that one a little bit more. Won't make her too skinny, but as it's a temptress, she has to be a little bit thin. Or if you like a bigger woman, then totally up to you guys. But as it's today, it's an image that I've already drawn, and I'm sort of copying that one. But again, you only start with basic lines and basic things like that, and then you sort of where you want the face, where you want the picture to be. So there's a knee, there's another knee, and there's a leg and the other leg. As her leg's going to be together, sort of in the pose of I don't know how to explain it, sort of standing there sexually tempting you in. I'm not going to be completely copying that one, but I'm going to be very close to it as I like the pose.
Batman was always in her way, and until she could remove him, he would always torment the Joker, her pudding. Thank you guys for joining us for this version of the Harley Quinn story. Now let me know in the comments down below which one you preferred, because we do have the original New 52 version on here.
Doesn't need a neck because she's bending over.
Story, and you can go to our Facebook, facebook.com/eligible monster, and we have a subreddit r/comic-storian. Don't forget about all of those, and you can check out our other channels.
I'm going to be turning this hand in like a... I might have to get the image myself quickly in a moment. And again, there's absolutely nothing wrong copying somebody else's, as long as you don't try and sell that as your own art. But there's nothing I can see wrong with actually copying somebody. But today I'm copying myself, so there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Again, I'm just going around, copying, and getting the right shape for the body. I make her a little bit wider on the hip. I can make the legs that little bit bigger then.
What if Harley Quinn was Power Girl's sidekick? Welcome to the
More than
Complete
likely,
Sports
we'll
Search,
still
where
have
we take
fishnets
paperbacks
on,
and
and she
single
definitely
issues,
will have
paperback
wings because I
and digital
absolutely
files,
love drawing wings.
Library is dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. So let's catch you up in a hurry, shall we? Harley Quinn broke off from working with the Joker a while back, and when this happened, she inherited an entire apartment building, which contained quite a few carnival members as tenants. She then had some crazy hijinks and a few fun adventures of her own, but this evening, something landed right in front of her on her property. A little superhero known as Power Girl. Harley and her two friends lift Power Girl out of the crater that she created with no idea where she came from or what she's doing here. But they carry her back to Harley's place to figure it all out. They manage to get Power Girl into a bed and they roll her over. Then they wait. But once Power Girl wakes up,
Just grabbing an image of the hand.
What the?
I've got the shape already, so as you can see, guys, you've got the head here,
Hey, sweetie, relax.
and then you've got the body shape, sort of basic body shape, and then the hands, where they're going to be. I might put the hand tuck in underneath. I'm not sure. I might have it here, so it's like in, you know, come back in sort of thing. And again, she is being bent over, so we don't need a neck, but normally you would put the same thing a little bit higher as I've done there.
It's gonna be amazing.
And you've got the hips and the legs there.
She takes her friends down and leaves herself alone with Power Girl. The first thing she does is strip down Power Girl while explaining her plan to her stuffed beaver. She's going to sell Power Girl on the idea that they are a superhero crime-fighting team. So she runs downstairs and has one of her tenants make her a new costume with a boob window, just like Power Girl. Once she finally puts it on, she asks if it's too much cleavage, but her friend simply tells her not to worry. She's as flat as an ironing board compared to Power Girl. So the two of them make an exact replica of the suit that they just made for Harley for Power Girl, so that they can look like the ultimate crime-fighting team. Harley stands there all excited. I wonder if she's going to be mad about this. And then she holds Power Girl's nose, forcing her to wake up. Power Girl wakes up suddenly and stretches out, ripping the new suit that Harley made instantly. So of course, the first thing Power Girl wants to know is, why is she naked? Heartbroken, Harley hands her the old white outfit. Sorry, I was just trying out something new for our team. Here's your old outfit. So Power Girl slips it back on and comments that there's something weird about this suit. Why is there a circle right here around her chest? I feel like there should be a symbol here, or a piece of armor to protect me. And Harley just asks, armor? So Power Girl replies, well, yeah, am I a superhero or am I a stripper? No, you're absolutely a superhero. You even have a secret identity as the strong woman in our freak show downstairs. Your name is Betty Burns, but your stage name is The Bomb. People call you that. The Bomb? Yeah, The Bomb! Bomb. But once again, Harley gets a little sad because Power Girl isn't like her story. Yeah, The Bomb, the most powerful woman in the world. You bend stuff and stuff like that. But Power Girl is still puzzled. So my secret identity for being Power Girl
Just doing a
is the
quick idea
strongest
for the
woman in
hand
the
where it's
world.
going to be.
What do I wear so people don't automatically put it together? So Harley digs in her nice.
Again, I use my a mechanical pencil to go in more detail, but this is just a quick
Oh my God!
quick
Where did
idea.
Power Girl go?
I don't want to give it, you're not
But
giving it
Power
a finger,
Girl still isn't convinced.
but it's Temptress
Only
or
morons
Tempe.
wouldn't realize that this is me. But Harley's quick wits are kicking in, so she throws in, oh, and you wear your hair up. Really? Power Girl finally seems to be believing it, so Harley decides that they need to go shopping, because Power Girl needs new clothes, since it appears that all she owns is a boob window superhero outfit. So Harley and Power Girl go clothing shopping, and they try on all kinds of outfits, and eventually they decide to get some food, only to be interrupted by the almighty, all-menacing Sportsmaster. Power Girl and Harley Quinn change into their superhero outfits, and the greatest team up ever is born as they leap into battle. But Sportsmaster didn't come alone. He brought the Clock King, and they have a plan, because there's no way they're going to battle Power Girl and her weird.
I'm not completely, I'm not
teleportation
comfortable
ring.
on how I draw breasts, and if you aren't, guys, or girls, whoever joins in, unfortunately, this one again is going to be based around boobas.
Kneel before me, slaves. Queen, I did your man demands it. Power Girl looks at her. Did she just call us slaves, Harley? And Harley replies with, did she just call herself Queen, I did your mom? Mon, not mom, Power Girl corrects her. Whatever, it's still funny. Harley chuckles to herself. The Queen turns to a man with glasses standing next to her. Accountant from the land of Astoria, given to me by the Clock King. Who are these two? The one with the massive crowd pleasers is known as Power Girl, and she's a superhero. And the clown is anything but a hero. She's actually, and boom, he blows up into a cloud of lightning. and Harley is standing there pointing a gun that she just stole from a guard at the spot that he was just standing. "My lover!" the Queen shouts out, and Harley replies with, "Your lover? He was chained to a desk." But Power Girl nods to Harley. "Did you just kill that guy? Well, they called your party favors crowd pleasers. That's just rude." Then Power Girl shakes her head. "I don't care. We don't go around killing people." "I swear I didn't know what to kill him," Harley calls out. But that doesn't matter. The Queen sends in all of her guards to face off against Power Girl and Harley. And they run into a nearby hallway where Power Girl quickly learns that their weapons are useless against
Now
her.
I'm slowly
So
getting
she
into more detail.
Everything is going perfect for Harley Quinn and Power Girl until a giant dog sits on Harley's head. "I can see that you are a powerful being that we can't control. How do we resolve this?" the dog asks. So the dog gets off of Harley and begins to argue with the Queen because the dog is the Queen's husband. He wasn't happy with her sleeping with an alien. The two of them have their marriage squabble while Harley and Power Girl just look on. This is so weird. Well, the fight goes sour for the Queen and the giant dog eats her. He then turns his attention to Power Girl and Harley. "So, what can I do for you?" They explain their situation, and he explains that they can't find the planet Earth in their dimension. So they'll need to find another way home.
Temperance. So we will be putting some like tempting
How can this get weirder?
clothing on her as well.
Power Girl and Harley Quinn go to the realm of Manos, a giant talking pizza slice. And they politely ask for an audience with the almighty pizza. But he denies them. And then when Power Girl gets out of the ship to go right up to the piece of pizza and ask him with a punch, he shocks her with something that she's never
That's
seen.
a basic idea. So let's get rid of some of these lines here.
An alien gun, and she blows up the giant talking pizza. The force from the gun blows her back into space to be potentially lost forever. The Power Girl flies over and picks up her sidekick. They decide to fly through space just a little further until they reach the great Manos himself. And once they ask to speak to him,
Go into
he
a bit
steps
more
out
shape
in
on the
his
head.
sandals and robe, demanding,
It's going to be
"Bring
slightly
me the
anime,
cosmic organ."
as I find drawing anime with females a lot easier than a realistic type. So her eyes going to be like
They watch as Manos walks into his
slightly
organ,
larger than normal.
and he plays a song that destroys an entire
She will look
planet.
very
And Harley
alienized
shouts out,
before I'm
"Space
finished.
Hitler!" So Power Girl shoves his slave aside. "My name is Power Girl, and my sidekick and I were hoping to use one of your rings to return to our universe." Manos snickers. "Is that so? Well, I will only let you use one of my rings if you bring me the cosmic cubicle. Then I will let you go home." But Power Girl continues. "You didn't let me finish. We were going
Again,
to
you'll be able to see how this one a lot darker. And I will give you a close-up when I go through different
And what
stages.
list is that?" "The poo one," Harley tells him. I'm not allowed to use the other word. So Manos holds his hand up. "Kneel before the power of my infinity ring." Wait, where are my rings? And as it turns out, Harley stole them. "Why are these glowing?" And instantly, they kill Manos. "What did I tell you about killing Harley?" "Well, find the one that'll get us home," Power Girl tells her. So they try out the rings, and boom, they find themselves back in their own world with Sportsmaster and Clock King. Clock King panics, and he tries again real fast, shoving them back through the teleportation ring. But instantly, Power Girl and Harley Quinn come back, wearing a wedding dress. "Longest 2 weeks of my life," Power Girl exclaims. It doesn't take much for Power Girl to defeat Sportsmaster and Clock King, especially when Sportsmaster uses the nuclear missile and blows up the entire mall as everyone else flees. Power Girl lands after the explosion, and Harley just falls over laughing at how messed up her hair is. So Power Girl grabs her and launches her into space, and then lets her fall. "I'm sorry, I learned my lesson. I learned not to mock your hair." Power Girl eventually rescues Harley just before she goes splat. And what did we learn, partner? Not to make fun of your hair. And I can't fly. So they move quickly to learn where Sportsmaster and Clock King have fled to. But with SWAT teams everywhere looking for Sportsmaster and Clock King, Harley tells Power Girl to bring her to Central Park.
Just getting a feel for the shape of the body still. Again, I think the legs are good enough. So what I'll do is I'll get rid of the lines that show me where her legs were going to be, and because now they are where they're going to be. We don't need these balls in the corner because the balls aren't on top of the body. The skeleton isn't on top of the body, so we have to get rid of those.
They head over to the rooftop of Harley's building where Power Girl can finally relax for a minute. She's tired of...
I do want to get a picture for that eye, though.
Then it finally happens.
Not the eye, the hand, sorry. The eyes I've kind of already got focused. I already know where I'm going to have those.
Screams at Harley. "Oh, no way!" After all of that, a pigeon turd jogs your memory. So Power Girl grabs Harley. "You have 30 seconds to explain yourself before I launch you into Saturn's rings." So Harley puts on her best puppy dog face. "We were our best friends." We had each other's back through all of this insanity. Sure, I told a little white lie, but look how much fun we had. I'm really sorry.
It's gonna be like a Halloween-y type outfit as well, guys.
Please? Oh, I can't say mad at you.
And girls?
Just don't know what to do with you now. Oh,
she will have wings in the background
Harley
too.
leans in and whispers into Power Girl here. Maybe we could go.
Okay, so let's swip over to the
Power Girl did leave her on top of the Eiffel Tower.
mechanical pencil, so I can add a little bit more detail.
I hope you guys enjoyed this rather crazy and insane story.
The hand, I'm really not happy with the hand. It's way too small. So give me a second, guys. Because I'm not great with drawing hands, I'm going to find something very quickly. Bear with me. Listen to that playlist in the background, guys. And I will be right there. Just want a picture of a decent hand. So let's grab this one.
I need your courage to fight. Build a mutant homeland.
They're gonna have to deal with us. Really good. Let's go.
Hard time is coming from mutants.
Harley Quinn needs a date. Is Batman free? Welcome to the Complete Story Series. We take trade paperbacks and single issues and we break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then we read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. This is a comic book that came out last year for Valentine's Day. I think it's in canon, but I might be wrong. Holiday specials are really hard to gauge if they remain in canon or not. Harley is enjoying.
You can try and give her claws as well, or a hand that's sort of in that kind of shape. She's going to be like in between alive and dead and like evil and sort of what you think you want to see is good.
What's your obsession with this book? What do you mean? It's free, and it has the greatest views of New York City. And did I mention that it's free? She walks off the boat and onto the dock, and she looks at the beautiful view of New York City in front of her. On the ocean, though, is a man in a kayak picking up fish that have died due to the pollution.
But what I really do need is the arm, because the hand I can already do. That one there is just a shape where I want the hand to be. What I realised, if I put the thumb on the wrong side, no wonder it looks weird.
A date with billionaire Bruce Wayne for charity, and he needs to look good for it. That's when Harley gets word that Bruce Wayne is up for a date for only $1 million. Only $1 million, guys. She turns to her friends, Tony and Eggy, and they devise a plan to rob the money from rich fat cats on Wall Street, because this money goes to the charity of cats and dogs. And, you know, Bruce Wayne isn't too shabby himself. So Eggy and Tony come up with a plan while Harley gets a nap in. She has a crazy dream about Bruce Wayne and her new rich life, which ends with her shooting him and feeding him to sharks while he discusses kids with her. She wakes up scared of that nightmare, and her stuffed beaver tells her to go back to bed, where her next dream is a happy one.
Stuffed beaver.
That night, Harley and Tony load up an ice cream truck and they break into a man's house to break into his safe. Where is his safe? But he tells them that he doesn't have one. Harley doesn't believe him, though. She wants to know where the safe is. All the rich people have safes. He once again explains that he doesn't have one. It's under his mattress, and Tony lifts it up to find $1 million. Tony puts it together. If it's underneath his mattress, then there's no way that he obtained it legally, and he won't be reporting it. Well, that sucks, Harley tells Tony. I was looking forward to an ice cream truck cop car chase. Then Harley walks over and smashes a vase over the man's head for stealing all of this money from the orphans. That's where Tony told her that he got it from. The man laughs. You can't prove anything. So Harley gives him the worst threat of his life. If he doesn't clean up his act and not do this again, she will marry him forever. Meanwhile, the Carp and his sidekick, the Sea Robin, are preparing for their big heist. They are going to the charity for the animal shelter to procure the funds and buy his fine-finned friends real estate in Florida. That night at the charity, Harley arrives in a stunning dress and is immediately hit on by an old man. Bruce Wayne takes the stage and the bidding begins with Harley. $47. Then the real bidding begins. $2,000, $5,000, $100,000. It goes higher and higher until one woman shouts, $1 million! So Harley calls Tony. How much we got, Tony? $1,100,000. So she chokes out the other woman and shouts, $1,100,000! She wins the bidding and walks up to the stage to collect her prize, and the first thought running through Bruce's head is, Harley Quinn, what does she want with millionaire Bruce Wayne?
She could have her arm stretched right out so the hand is a little slightly larger.
Causing Tony to grumble as he walks up on the stage. Man 7, I'll give you man 7. At that exact moment, the cart arrives, telling everyone to freeze. It's a robbery. Harley tells Bruce Wayne to stand back while she grabs a mic and throws it at the robbers. It doesn't do very much to the cart, and he gets her in an electrical net, knocking her out. And as she goes down, Tony calls out, "Hey, that's my friend!" But Bruce is even more confused. Harley has a friend. At that moment, the cart hits Bruce with a pufferfish serum that paralyzes him and puts him into a nice dream state. Bruce dreams of a life with Harley as his Robin, beating on Alfred and demanding things from him.
That's a bit too
When he wakes
close.
up, he finds that he has been kidnapped by the cart. Since he is
the
Batman,
hand.
he's not too afraid of someone named
It's like half of the
Cart.
face.
He explains that
That
this
makes
isn't
any
his first
sense.
rodeo. People kidnap him
Or
all the time.
same
who's
size as the
bringing
bottom of your
ransom
jaw.
and when? The cart tells him it's
That's
his
kind of
girlfriend.
the right shape.
See, I told you, cop, that nut job is a stalker of his. Doesn't matter. She said she'd be here with the money. Meanwhile, Harley is getting an old friend to help her and Tony track down Mr. Wayne. Poison Ivy
Need a
narrows it down to
sketch,
the local
though.
aquarium,
So-
and then she gives Harley a big hug. "Enjoy your date, Harley." Harley asks her, "Aren't you jealous of my date?" "No, sweetie, jealousy isn't my thing." Harley leaps in to save the
Ooh, I've
day
just had
while
another
Karen asks
idea.
the aquarium
Put
and
some
where
hands
the
here
gas
as
is.
well.
She then
I've just seen
hammers
an image
Clark
I've
and
seen.
Sea Robin.
Just
Then
seen
she
another
grabs
image.
Mr.
We could
Wayne,
put
pulling
hands
him to
here.
safety and giving
Somebody's
him some
stretching
further
out
exposed skin and
to reach for her.
That she calls the
Because she's
police and tells
tempting
them
them
where
in.
the villains are and where Bruce
So let's
Wayne is.
let's do that
Before leaving
quickly.
and reminding him that he owes her a date. Bruce is in shock. Is this the same
Just
Harley
quickly
Quinn, the
again,
one that worked with the
an
Joker?
idea
He takes her on a date with
that
him
I've
at
just
great
seen,
length.
so
She
I'd
explains
like
she's
that
back
idea.
into counseling and managing a building. She's actually a landlord now. Then
So
they
we'll
take
keep
a
that
night
there.
on the town where Bruce explains that he's a bit tired.
I'll
of
do
having
those
to
a lot
do
later.
rain check on the carriage
Again,
ride
there's
through the
just
park.
ideas.
So she gives him the
Because she's
most
going to have,
passionate kiss ever.
she
Says
won't
farewell,
have a hood
and
or anything. She will be
1
wearing
hour later on
skimpy
the
clothing.
rooftop, she's
But
explaining
it
everything to
makes
Tony,
it a
and
lot
as
easier
he
to
leaves,
put
Batman
clothing on
suddenly
her.
arrives. Harley asks him what he's doing so far from home.
We should
He
have
explains,
wings.
"I'm here to thank you for a good
Will be
friend of
ripped.
Bruce Wayne. I don't
Will
mind how
cinder.
you got the $1 million. It's good to hear that criminal runoff is being handled, but I'm not 100% convinced that you
I believe she's got wings. I could be completely wrong. I'm hoping Nikki will join me soon because she's the author of the character.
Worry about me. It's been a bit quieter in Gotham since you left, but you should know, just because you aren't in my town anymore doesn't mean I'm not watching you.
Again,
I
I'll
don't
copy
need
the
you
wings
wanting
I've
me
already
about
done. I'm
anything.
just
I was
literally
grown up.
putting something
This isn't
in
a
there.
warning, Harley. This is friendly advice. But let me ask you something. And she leans in for a passionate kiss with Batman, and then she turns away. Yep, just as I figured. Nothing. You should do yourself a favor, Bats, and take some kissing lessons from your millionaire friend sometime. That guy could melt a diamond. And that is the Valentine's Day special of Harley dating Bruce Wayne and Batman. Honestly, I think it's a fun little story that came out last year. And like I said, I don't really know if it's a continuity. I don't see why it wouldn't be, but you never know with these holiday specials. I'm Minnie the Comic Story, and I'll see you guys next time right here.
I can only assume it's going to be a hard one because I can't find that many images for it to help myself. Draw the hand. I see the hand. No,
Harley Quinn just found a power ring. Looks like
no actual pictures. Ah, that might work. That one will work. But it's a person kind of need it in a sketch. She's not swearing. She's it looks like she's swearing in a moment. So I'm going to go with my mechanical pencil now. I'll put the constructions lines, they're all there. And the body shape is in a sort of fashion. So I'm going to go now into with some more detail. Let's get rid of that hand.
What just landed? They find an alien stepping out, begging them to keep the box from the wrong people. Then the alien died at their feet. They head back to their apartment and they mess with the box until they open it and discover a Green Lantern ring and a red and black ring, which are being held separate. As one of them spills milk on the container, the device holding the rings begins to dissolve, and the red and black rings merge.
Put her hand a bit lower
The
down.
two slackers look at the two rings.
Just something about it being there just doesn't seem right. So let's.
On an internet bidding website named eBay, and that's when Harley Quinn sees the rings. She's in shock. It's a real Green Lantern ring, like a really real one. And shockingly, it's only $3,000. So she jumps right in with $4,000. The other guy who's bidding on it, a massive Green Lantern fan, follows up with a higher bid. So Harley hits 10 grand. The super fan hits 30 grand. Harley hits 50 grand. So the super fan grabs his favorite Green Lantern shirt and he hits 100 grand. Harley begins to pull her hair out and she hits 150 grand. So the super fan waits until the very last second to drop $250,000 on it. Then, as he wins, he realizes his wife is going to kill him. Harley's sad at first.
Can that hand look? The arm just looks too small with the hand. Let's quickly do a sketch down here.
She is all over that one. Within a short amount of time, the box is delivered and Harley slaps on her newfound ring. It fits like a glove for your finger. Oh yeah! She begins to hover right away, scaring her chicken and her dog. And suddenly she begins to feel pretty vigorous, empowered, invincible, and really, really evil. She flies right out into the city in her new outfit. And that's when she sees some cops chasing some criminals, and she puts up a brick wall to separate them. She then plucks up the criminal's car and she begins to spin it faster and faster in circles, throwing vomit all over the place and then hurling it into a nearby bridge. The fire off in the distance.
Too like, you know what I mean? Your hand doesn't do that.
Fire. Luckily, we have a Green Lantern under him. Hal Jordan is here. He follows the odd signal that his ring is picking up and he follows it to his worst nightmare. Harley Quinn with a black and red power ring. She opens up by having a giant hand throwing multiple missiles at Hal, and he bats them away with a baseball bat. A baseball bat? Where's your imagination, little emerald egg sucker? Hal eyeballs her. I'm imagining plenty right now. I do look good in this suit. Who could blame you? Now let's see if you bleed green. Hal finds himself being held by a giant black and red hand that he manages to break out of, and then he knocks Harley Quinn into space, where she crash lands into a space station. She then throws it down to Earth, so Hal has to break away from the fight to catch it and give it a soft landing. But as he's checking on the crew, she opens fire on him. She has made a jet fighter construct and is flying it right at him, firing at him non-stop, until she suddenly does stop. She decides that this isn't any fun, and she offers to let Hal settle this with her once and for all.
Yeah, I'm not going
to.
I won't go too far into this. If I start struggling, I'll just put the hand up behind it again.
Question about one's power. This is me trying to save what's left of your sanity, Harley. Well then, let's do this. I'll arm wrestle you, and the loser will submit to the winner. How about it, Green Bean? So 2 giant arms are formed. One green and one red and black. And
I'm not going to spend too much time on a hand where if I've got a whole drawing to draw today.
Shockingly, Harley is beating Hal. He can't.
I cannot find a pose. That will help me.
Beating from space. Harley looks up to space, furious. Who did this? I was so close to beating him. She rockets up to find a ship in orbit, and she breaks right through their floor so that she can go to the door. And 2 aliens step out. They offer her whatever her heart's desire for the ring on her finger. Anything that she can. So I'll give you this ring, and you'll give me, say, an army of fire-breathing dragons, or perhaps 1 million pepperoni pizza pie. Well, I'm sure if you explain what a pepperoni pie is, we can accommodate you. So you can also give me a planet's worth of kittens and puppies that don't poo? Again, let us know what kittens and puppies are and what poo is, and I'm sure we can make it happen. The ring tells her, these guys are lying. Before she could do anything else, the aliens hit her with some kind of power, and they knock her out, taking the ring for themselves. Just as Hal finally catches up and he asks, what is going on? Harley barely remembers anything after she put the ring on. She never meant to do anything that she did do, and now someone stole the ring from her. Hal recognizes the ship as an alien race of thieves and killers. Nothing good will come out of them having this ring. So he hits the door with a boxing glove.
So what else I found is something like this. So again, we'll go back into the main image, sketch style. So we'll try this.
She is literally riding him back down to earth, begging for him to wake up. Just wake up!
So it's like beckoning off the side. I don't want her to be beckoning off the side because the hands are coming and you're looking directly at her.
Trying to get it off. And just as they're about to hit the ground, we have Green Lantern Harley Quinn. She takes Hal with her and they fly up, smashing the ship with a giant green hammer. Thanks, Obama! And as Hal is waking up, he asks her, did you just thank Obama? Yeah, doesn't everyone? With the aliens gone, Harley gets Hal to the doctor to get bandaged up. And he
that's a good place to have a hand.
I wanted fair and square on eBay. I didn't know it would become such a pain in the pressed ham. They walk outside of the hospital where Harley asks for a kiss from the famous Green Lantern. She then gives him a big passionate kiss on the lips, which shocks Hal. He then asks her why she's grabbing his caboose. Sorry, saw it on a comic book cover. They then wave goodbye and Harley goes off on her next insane adventure. Now, I know I probably should have done Harley's Little Black Book #1, but I really like this Green Lantern issue, so I wanted to start with this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and make sure you check out her team-up series, Harley's Little Black Book. I'll see you guys next time right here on Comic Story.
It's the same problem I had with the holding of the hand. It's not if I'm even sure if I'm doing it right. You got the little finger, you got the middle finger, no, I don't know what finger it's called. You got the middle finger, and then you've got the other hand finger, pointy finger, what do you call it?
No.
Index.
Oh, right. Should have gone to Specsavers. Take the guesswork out of choosing glasses. Try Specsaver's new frame styler technology in store.
There's a thumb. There's the little finger. Finger bends that way.
What happens when Harley Quinn saves Poison Ivy from a giant egg? Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and I read them back to you or something along the lines, something about being very dramatic, but all directions of the panel, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. That part I do remember. I really think that there's a very downward spiral of me going insane reading this intro. This is the Harley Quinn series written by Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti.
Again,
Awesome,
twist it
and
off
it's
to the
all
side.
over the
I
place.
can't
So
get this
what you're
hand,
looking
and if
for
I can't get it
is
right,
there are
I will not do it.
Don't forget, there are plenty of other
I am
things
not
that
spending
Harley's
an half an
done
hour
this
doing a
series
hand.
you will enjoy. Harley's night begins as any other night for Harley Quinn, picking fights with large groups of men. Everything's going according to plan except when her gun jams, and that gets her extremely disappointed, and then the men grab her, and they drag her inside of Arkham Asylum. The blonde woman, Dr. Bliss,
Not standing to the side, which is what I can actually see on the images I've got up. She's standing, there's people standing to the side and beckoning. I don't want that picture. I want the picture that she's standing up front.
See, most people try to break out of Arkham, but Harley was trying to break in. So them putting her
Maybe because I'm doing it on this side, and I just can't do that side of a hand.
Friend of a friend of a friend about her best friend, Pamela Lillian
all I
Isley,
can-
or as everyone else knows her, Poison Ivy. About 24 hours before Harley got caught and thrown into Arkham,
And all I can find is actual people, and I really can't do people, so...
And just as her friend Tony and her decided that they should go use their catapult and throw some trash at people, that's when Harley got the call stating that Ivy was in trouble in Arkham Asylum. So, what better way to break into Arkham?
And again,
than
you
by
beckon-
stealing her
you don't
ship and
beckon
launching herself
off to
by
the side.
catapult, of course.
Sort
Except
of.
she can't see where she's going because
Just draw the arm.
she ends up crashing into a food court. As Harley hangs by her parachute, she demands the pizza boy come and assist her, and everyone else get out here before she starts shooting. After finally getting free, she decides that it's time to get back to business, but that's when an odd smell triggers something in her brain. She starts to gather up all of the pizza and begins eating it because she has to nourish that brain to figure out what her next move is. 40 minutes later, Harley finally made her way to Arkham Asylum, but by making it to Arkham Asylum, I mean she crashed her car into the front gates. Some of the attack dogs begin to bark, but thankfully she remembered that she brought some of that pizza from earlier with her. So she starts handing it all out. After that, she ended up fighting the guards, which brings her to her current situation, being locked up inside Arkham Asylum. Back in her cell, Harley's stomach begins to rumble. And that's when she hears somebody coming. One of the guards comes in and tells her to come along. But that rumble wasn't just anything. It was one of Harley's magical burps. So after getting the location of Ivy and tasing the guard, Harley makes her way through Arkham until she finally reaches the lab that Bliss and Bash have been keeping Ivy in. Except that it looks like Ivy is...
Yeah, it's just the hand.
Come on, something. This is really confusing. Harley bursts in and says that she thought Ivy was captured.
Ooh,
Instead, she's
could make her
running
have a
away from
skeleton
you.
arm.
Ivy begins to ask the doctors...
Because she's
"Who's
like
that?"
a
And Harley runs up and
temptress,
grabs
but
Ivy by the
demon
head
like.
and kisses her. Ivy looks at her and Harley asks if she doesn't even remember her at all. All the fun times that they had. She then turns around and slaps Bash and
And have
asks
that as a-
Bliss what they did to her. Bliss says that it was a
Ripped.
pacifying drug and it should wear off in the next 20 minutes or so. Harley then goes back to Ivy, telling her to snap out of it. Doesn't she remember the cats and the dogs, the Chinese tacos, the time that she hid in her closet, the pillow fights? Bash grabs the drug that they were working on, but Harley turns around and kicks it, releasing the gas. Bliss tells her that she just broke open an experimental hallucinatory drug in its gas form. And soon, everyone begins to feel the effects of the hallucinogen. Ivy finds herself walking through a forest, watching a tree man begin to bloom, and then he begins to fade. Ivy then tells him not to go away, but as he melts away, Harley appears and tells her that she ain't going anywhere. Harley then hands her a flamethrower, and the two of them begin to burn down a lab that is causing some pollution. And as the two of them sit on the rubble, Ivy asks if Harley wants to go swimming, and Harley tells her that it's her hallucination to lead the way. The two then begin to relax on a flower, and Harley begins to ask what's going on. And Ivy tells her that they are at the nectar of the flower. Harley then notices the giant bee, and Ivy tells her not to worry, they have pollen sacs. Soon the bee begins to sit with them on the flower, and it begins to hit on them. And Harley and Ivy begin to drown the bee, and the two just stare at each other and laugh. Over in Harley's hallucination, a teacher of a school overhears one of her students named Jerry talking about how his dad just made a gun that turns people into animals, and he's going to be testing it on his mom when she gets home. The teacher then thinks that she needs to warn his mother, Harley Quinn, and this looks like a job for a Hurl Girl. Hurl Girl girl begins belching her way through the city and heads over to Harley's apartment to warn her about what the Joker is going to do. But as she gets there, it's too late. The Joker fires his gun, and Harley and Hurl Girl are, well, Harley's changed into a cat, and Hurl Girl's changed into a bird. Harley tells Hurl Girl that she might want to get out of here, seeing as how every bone in her body wants to chase her. And Harley then cleans herself, and the Joker asks if she's mad about changing into a cat. And Harley tells him no, but she is mad about the way that he's been treating her all these years. The Joker says to get used to it, he won't be changing. Besides, this is the only reality she will find in this hallucination. Harley then smacks the Joker's face off and proceeds to eat him, as he should be eaten. The Joker then yells how he'll never be sorry. He hates her, and after eating up the last bite of him, she tells him too bad, because she just ate him. Except her stomach isn't feeling too good, and she calls her
Can't have a
furball,
cloak and
the
wings.
furball starts to talk, and Harley asks if he's really alive. And of
I could
course
just
he said
change
he's
it
alive.
into an
He's
arm.
ready to fight crime. So now,
I think that's what I'm going to do. That's going to be an actual arm now. I just want a skeleton sort of shape.
And everyone begins to wake up, and that's when they find there's a giant talking egg next to them. Ivy asks
Just want a
everyone if they
skeleton
also
shape to
see the
sort of
floating
get where the
breakfast,
arm's going
and
to
then she
be.
turns to Harley. Harley tells her that
Yeah,
she's
let's
here
get rid of
because
that.
she heard Ivy's
I just think you
bubble.
can't
She
have
broke
wings
in,
as
and
well
some
as
eggs went everywhere, and now there's a floating egg. Does any of this make sense to you? Ivy?
Cloak
The
in
egg
front of
yells,
it.
"Silence!
Wouldn't make any
I am
sense.
still to do my bidding, and I will kill the one in a cage." Ivy then punches him, telling him no one gets to threaten her. The egg mentions how if she does that again, he will kill her with his own hands. And Harley asks him what hands. The egg holds up his tiny arms, and he says, "These ones." And for her information, he has hands, tentacles, and all sorts of attachments. Just wait here. Bliss says that she hopes he wears the one with the tentacles. There's something slinky about it. Soon everyone begins to hear the noises of things connecting, and then out steps Edgar Fillington Young, master of the cosmos, and time for them to hear his secret origin. But everyone begins to make up their own origin.
Oh, God's sake.
Involving a chemical pepper that was sprinkled.
That's just because I've just got a ping off the Instagram, I expect. I've noticed last week that every time I got a ping on the phone from the internet, it sort of freaked out a little bit. And the playlist that I'm listening to started to freak out too. So I'm going to pick my little playlist here.
Yelling at them.
I don't want every 2
Sprinkled
seconds.
on him, and some involving him coming from an alien.
There we go,
Or
sort that out.
maybe his mother procreated with a giant alien chicken, and he then slams Bash down, yelling at them that they're just mean people, and now they won't hear how cool his origin is. Edgar begins to shed a tear, and everyone tells him that they're sorry. They didn't mean to hurt his feelings. Go on, tell them his origin. 3 sad hours later, Edgar explained that the reason he had Bliss and Bash capture Ivy was to make something that would make people treat everyone else like themselves. And Ivy asks, why didn't he just ask? And Edgar tells her that he's running out of time. He was getting evicted from his apartment, and he wanted the potion to make his landlord nicer about it. Harley jumps up and hugs Edgar, telling him actually one of her tenants just moved out. He can move in with her. A little while later, everyone helps Edgar move into his new apartment, and Harley tells him to just make sure the rent is on time and everything will be easy sailing. Tony says that if he wants, he can even have a job with them downstairs selling beer and popcorn, if that helps. Edgar begins to cry, telling them, of course! I've never had a job before! I would love it! Ivy whispers to Harley that they need to talk on the roof. So they both head up there, and Ivy hugs Harley, telling her she just wanted to say thank you for saving her. As Ivy gets close, Harley tells her that she's giving her chicken skin. Go on, feel it. Ivy tells her fine, but what's that in her hand? And Harley tells her that it's some of the drug from the lab. Go on, have a
Thank you very much for that like.
No one will notice. Now, as you can probably tell at this point, the Harley Quinn story is a bit crazy and all over the place. But if you enjoy crazy and all over the place storylines, then you're probably going to enjoy this one. The hallucinations of this one are a bit weird and out of the box, even for the Harley Quinn storylines. But overall, I love this, and we intend to bring.
What do you think so far? Again, it's in the basic stage, sort of getting ideas, shapes, and where everything's going to be.
Check out our gaming channel, Elementable Monster, where we bring you Let's Plays and doing comic books and stuff like that. I do it with my wife Natalie, and we also stream on Twitch.tv/Eligible Monster. You can find all the time posted there. Thank you guys, and have a good day. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter @ComicStory.
Yeah, I should probably stop doing that because last week I had such a great hand.
Sugar. Something for you. Buy a Total Split Pod has everything you want, nothing you don't. Buy a Total Split Pod, rich in protein, reduced sugar.
Can Harley team up with Deadshot to do some good?
Let's give her her skirt. Again, it's a temptress, so it's got to be slightly shortened
Welcome
and
to the Complete Story
sexy
Series. I
like.
trade paperbacks and single issues, and I break
But-
them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then I read it dramatically back to you. All alterations of the panel, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Harley Quinn, at this point in the timeline, owns an apartment building, has 2 jobs, one of which is at a roller derby and the other as a psychiatrist, and she's also leading the gang of Harleys, which she's trying to get on some form of city payroll. Now, from Harley's last adventure, she decided to help an employee at her office who's been stealing and selling the medical equipment. Miss Adaro has been selling the office's equipment to raise money so that she can afford a bounty hunter to return her daughter, who's been taken by a cult and is now demanding ransom. Once Harley finds out exactly what's going on,
Skimpy underwear, obviously.
After a long flight and of making everyone uncomfortable around her, Harley finds herself sitting and waiting for her luggage because the airline seems to have lost it. Back in New York, Miss Adaro is stopped by a figure asking why their deal was called off. And she tells the man that someone else actually took the job. She didn't need to hire her. So the man asks, where can they find this man? And Miss Adaro explains that it was actually a woman named Harley Quinn. The man responds with, oh, this is going to be fun. Back in California, Harley makes her way to the residence where Miss Adaro has been receiving letters from the kidnappers to find out who's been sending them. When she gets there, she sees that there's a party going on, and it doesn't look very cult-like to her. So she finds the man in charge, Nick, who is holding court in his hot tub. Harley tells him that she's looking for a girl named Sparrow Adaro, and Nick tells her that he knows her, but they should probably talk inside. Nick begins to get out of the hot tub with no pants on, and Harley asks if he would like to get dressed. He tells her he's good. After they get inside, Nick makes Harley a sandwich, telling her that the letter did come from here in an attempt to get blackmail out of her mother. But Sparrow is no longer here. She probably went to the chateau where she normally hangs out. While Harley's eating her sandwich, she begins to hear a loud bang. And soon men appear, telling everyone that this is a robbery. Harley puts her finger in one of the robber's guns, and then through her sandwich-filled mouth, she tells them that she's kind of in the middle of something, so if they could just give her a moment to finish. One of the men then hits Harley in the back of the head, telling her to shut up, and as she falls down, she grabs a knife and stabs the man in the foot. She then turns and kicks the legs out of the other men, causing them to fall down. The man that she stabbed then gets back up and starts to fire his gun, but misses Harley. Harley then takes the gun from him and shoots him right in the face. And then she starts to chase after the other robbers who are starting to
Fishneck
escape.
stockings.
But as Harley runs outside and chases one of the men across the
I
street,
personally
like
think
the
that's
door and zooming
a
around
sexy
the
thing
car
on a
is
woman.
cop car
And
hitting
again,
the
it's a
robber.
temptress.
The cops jump out of the car and they arrest Harley for running around with a bloody knife, and they throw her in the back of the cop car. Thankfully, though,
I'll get some more
Harley is double-jointed
detail on the
where it
face
counts.
in a moment.
She manages to get the cuffs off, and she proceeds to steal the cop car. When she gets back to town, she notices a cowboy walking the streets, and he doesn't seem to have a horse. So she offers the cowboy a ride. I mean, wouldn't you do the same thing if you saw a cowboy without a horse? Harley asks the cowboy if they're going on an adventure, because her having a cop car and now having a cowboy sidekick means that they can have an adventure. The two drive over to the chateau where Sparrow is staying, and they do find her. But Sparrow doesn't look like a hostage, more like footloose and fancy-free. Sparrow asks if Harley brought the money that she requested, because if not, they need to leave this private party. And Harley asks the cowboy if his pistols are loaded. He tells her, of course. So Harley tells him to go ahead and shoot Sparrow in the foot. Sparrow falls down, but instead of screaming in pain, she begins to complain that the blood will ruin her new designer boots. Harley asks if she didn't even feel the bullet. Is she on drugs? And Sparrow says, sure, what you got? Later, Harley and the cowboy take Sparrow to a motel, and they tie her up so that they can finally get a bite to eat. Along the way, the two of them run into more people dressed up like heroes posing for pictures with tourists. Harley even finds herself in one. After hitting the tourist with the butt of the cowboy's gun because the person called her character Psycho, Harley meets the Wonder Woman cosplayer in the back alley. She runs up and tells her that she wants to lasso her so that she can finally find out her secret origin. And the Wonder Woman cosplayer tells her that that would be $200. And if the cowboy is a part of this arrangement, that'll be $300. The cowboy begins to pull away, telling Harley that that's not a cosplayer. And finally, after getting something to eat, Harley and the cowboy go back to the motel to get some sleep. But just before they go to bed, there's a knock at the door. The cowboy opens it. A second later, he's shot in the chest. And then Deadshot is standing there telling Harley, long time no see. Harley jumps up and tackles Deadshot through a wall. Did he have to shoot her cowboy pal? Deadshot kicks her off into the bathroom, and the two of them struggle until Harley stabs Deadshot in the arm with a piece of glass. Stumbling back as Harley continues to throw glass at him, Deadshot ends up shooting a hole into the ground, causing Harley to fall through it.
Okay, I'm going to go a bit more detail onto the head now, and then I'll do the wings, then I'll do the hands that are sort of, so this is what I'm sort of going for. Somebody's reaching out for her.
Their bounties have to be worth over $1 million now. She tells him that he didn't have to kill the cowboy.
She's
now.
got
And Deadshot tells her that the cowboy
anime
rap
sort
sheet were
of
the
shaped out
all-blankers.
here.
He did her a favor. Harley picks up one of the guns and asks Deadshot if he's trying to not listen. So she'll just help him on his quest for deafness and starts to fire the gun right next to his ears and then kick him out of the window. Deadshot gets up and he asks her, "Do you feel better now?" And she tells him, "Tiny bit." But when she goes back into her room, they both find that Sparrow has gotten away. Deadshot begins to drag the bodies, telling Harley that she can keep the girl, but the next time, don't step on his clients. And then as he tries to drag the body away, he asks her for a hand. This guy's a lot heavier than he looks. Harley hits Deadshot in the head and tells him that she's got her own stuff to handle right now, so he should hurry and get out before he becomes her next target. Later, Harley pays a visit to Nick to find out where Sparrow could have run off to. Nick tries to warn her that her friends are some rough trade drug dealers, but Harley tells him that she'll worry about that. Where's Sparrow? Harley begins to drag Nick to the garage and tells him that she hopes he has a nice car, to which Nick responds with he had to sell some of his cars to pay back some loans that he owes, but he does have a prop Batmobile. The two of them make their way to the VP Workout Center in the prop Batmobile, with Harley telling Nick to keep the car running. And if he thinks about leaving, she'll find and decapitate him. Harley goes inside, and shortly afterwards, some men pull up next to Nick, and they get out of the car.
Well, that doesn't look
Nick
anything
sees them
like
and
the
says, "Hey,
original."
Slit," and then the men turn and ask if Nick has their money yet, to which Nick responds with, "Yes, but a crazy woman wearing black and red took him inside of the gym." Slip tells Nick to sit tight. They're going to go show her how the big boys handle their business. And inside, Harley begins beating on the door to get in while Sparrow and her friends Vicky and Hannah are watching on their monitors. And being able to watch everything from their monitors, they also notice that there are now men coming in looking for Harley. So rather than allow this to become a war zone, Hannah decides to let both Harley and the men come in. Hannah explains to both of them that she doesn't want things to get messy here, so if they could be so kind as to maybe take their differences all outside of the back alley, she'll give them all a free 6-month membership to the gym. Slip sits down and tells them that if they include an unlimited juice bar, then they have a deal, to which Hannah agrees.
What do you think, guys? Ears or horns?
Once they get out of the alley, Hannah shuts and locks the
Ears are cuter.
When you walk down the halls of Leica and you enter any set of curtains, what you enter into is always going to be a complete surprise. It's going to be completely different.
door. The men try to get back in, but Slip tells them to just step back and watch, and he starts to shoot his gun at the doorknob. Each shot, though, is deflected back, and it hits each one of his 3 men in the head, killing them. And inside, Harley says that she's never seen anything like that before. That's natural selection at work. Vicky asks Harley if they can come to an agreement. If she can take care of that last guy, they'll hand over Sparrow, to which Harley says, sure, just hold on to her for a moment. Harley kicks open the door, kicks Slip in the head, but as he lands, his gun goes off, hitting him in the head. She then picks up the gun, and Sparrow starts to run off. Hannah tells her not to shoot her, but Harley tells her to watch her precision conking. She then throws the gun, hitting Sparrow in the back of the head, and says, see, conk. Hannah tells her that she's impressed, so if Harley can clean up this mess, she'll give her the best massage she's ever had. And she can have Sparrow. That kid's a mess. Later, during Harley's massage and Sparrow sitting all tied up next to them, Vicky shows up with Miss Adara. Harley gets up and walks Miss Adara away and tells
I don't
her
know his eyes.
to her first before she goes after her daughter. And Miss Adara tells her, sure, but could she put some clothes on first? Then Harley tells her no. Harley sits her down and explains that Sparrow has had some issues, and that Miss Adara also needs to be a better mother and help Sparrow through this hard time. Maybe set her up with a rehab.
There will be large anime eyes, but
that
it just
is,
didn't seem
after
right.
She pays Harley. The next day, Harley pays Nick another visit before leaving and gives him the money so that he can pay off his loans. And Nick offers to put her into a cartoon so that he can pay her back. Afterwards, Harley heads over to the airport to head home, but along the way, she runs into Deadshot again as he's on his way home as well. The two sit and they have a few drinks, and Deadshot thanks her. Because of her, he made a lot of money off those bounties, and not to worry about that cowboy guy. The first rule of this business is to not get attached to anyone. That's very important. Harley tells him that, you know what, he's right. She just needs to go check in on her flight, so go ahead and order them some more drinks. Except Harley doesn't check in. Instead, she goes outside to catch a cab and tells the man there she feels like a bit of shopping, because next to her is Deadshot's bag full of money. And that is another one of the Harley Quinn storylines. Now, like I said in the previous video, there's a whole bunch of single issues and various other storylines, and we're going to try to find some really good ones to tell you guys. So for a few weeks,
guys,
Harley Quinn love. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you next time right here. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Comic Story and Instagram at Comic Story.
Maybe they're just too big. I mean, in the other image, I covered them up. Yeah, maybe I should give her horns because he's a demon after all, as I explained in as what's it? Nicole explains on her webpage. She's a demon, so maybe I should put some horns there instead of ears. Fabrics, I gotta get rid of them, guys. Copyright, not all that.
The artifact we're collecting here might just be the breakthrough.
God, advert after another. That's just not good, guys. Not good. Don't do that to me. Yeah, I'm gonna give her horns.
Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down that I just provide to help you understand. Then I read it dramatically back to you all so you can understand it better. All alterations to the panel text and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by respected company. Now, this is a single issue that was used to explain how Harley Quinn joined up with the current Suicide Squad group. It came out twice, actually. Once as an April Fool's issue, and then again as a Harley Quinn Suicide Squad free issue. It's not really the easiest thing, being a supervillain at all. With all that's out there, all the hits you take can make a girl cry. That is, if Harley wasn't already an extraordinarily bored psychopath. One night, though, Harley gets a ring at the door with a new, fresh sense of direction. When she opens up the door, she sees a folder with the card Evil Anonymous, Supervillain Therapy Group. It's like Alcoholics Anonymous for bad guys. Maybe, just maybe, this folder was left for her, Dr. Harleen Frances Quinzel, MD, a doctor for supervillains. And her first patient will be, yes, the Man-Bat. He looks like he needs to be happy, right? Harley waits on top of the building until she sees him, and she leaps off to grab a hold. Once she latches on, she tells him that she's here to help, and he can go ahead and tell her all about his mother. Man-Bat tries to even himself out from Harley, but as he flies through the streets, he ends up flying and clipping his head on a fire truck, sending the two of them tumbling. Harley yells out that this really isn't the time for a bat now. That and the police are aiming their guns at them. Normally, you wouldn't want to use your patient as a surfboard, but Harley is all about the unorthodox counseling techniques. The escape, though, doesn't get very far, as Harley and the Man-Bat end up tumbling down an alley. Harley gets up to check on him and sees that the Man-Bat is becoming a man. She cured him? This is it! This is her calling! She can be called a hero, right? First, she just needs to get away from the police, but don't think about that. She'll be a hero. But as Harley finally gets away, she starts to feel strange. Maybe it was the hit from the landing. But she remembers getting away from the cops and the seeing a mysterious person jump out of a car and reach for her. As she wakes up, she sees that she's in a psychiatrist's office. Why would she be here? And then there's the knock at the door. First, she needs her mallet, and she tells the person to enter. The man enters, asking if this is Evil Anonymous, and Harley tells him, why yes, go lay down and ignore the enormous mallet. She tells him first that she'll start with his name. He tells her that his name is Killer Moth. Harley tells him to just call her Dr. Quinn. So what seems to be the problem, Killer Moth? I'm obsessed with moths. This is so amazing. She's a trained psychiatrist and supervillain. She can use the two and cure the supervillains. She can even help people like Enchantress, Ratcatcher, whatever that is, Toyman, and Poison Ivy. Except Ivy suggested the therapy is a cocktail therapy. And as the sessions continue, things start to get boring. So Harley came up with a great idea. Her and Killer Moth should go on a field trip to recruit more patients. And she knows just where to start. The Scarecrow. Harley nudges him to go on, and then Killer Moth begins to hand Scarecrow their card, telling him how he feels so much happier now. And so can you, Scarecrow. All the while, Harley decides that maybe she should take one of Scarecrow's fear toxic cancers. Scarecrow, however, doesn't seem very ready.
I'm gonna tail now.
After he sprayed
Again, it's little details, just
so that
adds things to it.
I'll leave him alone.
And of course, my playlist decides it's gonna play up, baby.
Wait a make her feel like her old self. Take all that fear and weakness from her patients in patients, and she knows just where to start. The Scarecrow. Harley nudges him to go on, and then Killer Moth begins to hand Scarecrow their card, telling him how he feels so much happier now. And so can you, Scarecrow. All the while, Harley decides that maybe she should take one of Scarecrow's fear toxic cancers. Scarecrow, however, doesn't seem very ready to embrace the change after he sprayed Killer Moth with the toxin just so that Killer Moth will leave him alone. The others, though, she has an idea, a way to make her feel like her old self. She'll take all of that fear and weakness from her patients and use it against them, and she will be called the Quinpin of Crime. Harley tells the group, actually, they're all villains here, so why don't they just enjoy the fear toxin? When Harley begins to breathe it in, she begins to see the heroes coming to stomp her. All of these heroes are just bullies. Superheroes are bullies. She just wanted to enjoy herself. They didn't want to ruin everything. And like always, she soon finds herself captured once again. So how is it that Harley can get away from all of those heroes? By headbutting them. Really, it's all the heroes who are the bad guys. And then Harley falls over again. So what was all of that? Just some paranoia? The mysterious figure from before tells her that anytime a superhero...
Okay, I was just checking that playlist.
She gets really angry. Just when she has her epiphany, the heroes come in smashing her epiphany to pieces. And the pattern just repeats. The figure then asks her if she can offer her a world without superfolk. Would she like to be involved in it? Harley tells her, very much. But she does have one question. The whole evil anonymous thing. This Waller, was it real? Amanda Waller leans in and asks, does it really matter? And Harley tells her no. She just wanted to help. Amanda walks off as she hears a voice telling her that that was a new low for the moral paradigm. She said that she just needed to make sure that Harley was
I'm going to
motivated.
settle into the image and think about the eyes. I don't really know what to do with the eyes.
That was harsh, but fair. So, just tell them which of the capes they got to kill first. So, if you were kind of lost in this, because it was kind of all over the place, most of it was a hallucination that Harley was going through, while Waller was basically programming her. Think something like Clockwork Orange. But now she is officially on Suicide Squad. As for the timeline, I guess it's safe to assume that Harley was all by herself doing the apartment thing, and then she joined the Suicide
Have her
Squad.
ripped up
There's
wings.
no set timeline that they put out there. Don't forget, if you enjoy Harley Quinn storylines, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Comic Stories. Subscribe to this channel and give it a like. I'll see you next time we're here.
It's going to be underneath.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Greg.
Listen, it's becoming a little bit of a problem that you aren't using your real arms. Everybody knows you're using the fake arms so you can keep playing Toon Blast.
What are you talking about? If you'll excuse me, my burrito's getting cold.
Yeah, no, eat.
Oh, I'm so hungry.
All right. Bon appetit.
Leave it.
Can't Harley just get a break? She needs a break. Time for a vacation. Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into decimal bites to help you understand. Then I read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panel, text, and images aren't to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. On a bright day in the Utah desert, Harley, Ivy, and Selena Kyle all find themselves lying on an overturned trailer getting some sun. The good thing is that they happen to be in one of the best places to go stargazing. The bad thing is that there's no cell service here to call a tow truck. But the story for the girls didn't start here. Just as Harley explains, it's best to start from the beginning. One day at work, Harley received a call from her mother with some bad news. Her Uncle Louis passed away. Harley was close to her uncle, but it's been a little over 3 years since the last time that she saw him. Later that day, Harley sits on top of her building, feeling bad when Tony comes to check on her. Harley tells him that she needs to go for a little bit. She needs to fly over to Los Angeles to pick up her uncle's ashes and then bring them back here to bury them with their aunt in Long Island. That, and he left Harley a gift, an Airstream trailer. So Harley figured it'd be a nice break to get away for a while. Tony tells her that that's all good and well, but a trip like that alone, and Harley says, oh, she's already thought that out. She's planning to make it an all-girls road trip. Harley calls up Ivy, who's totally free for the trip. And Selena would love to go, but she just needs to stop by her friend's place once they get there. So after a few days and a non-stop flight later, the three girls all meet up in the airport in LA. Selena tells them that she booked a room at the branded hotel downtown, the one with the rooftop bar. They should probably head over there and relax before they head out. So a little while later, while Harley and Ivy are having a good time at the bar, Selena decides that it's time to go see her friend Darkwolf. Darkwolf happened to come across a $4 million necklace that she's dying to have. Selena tells him that that necklace would look much better on her. And he tells her, no barking way. Except that doesn't stop Selena from taking it away from him anyway. She is Catwoman. And she does have something for him in return. A piece of Wagyu Kobe ribeye. The most expensive cut of meat that there is. Selena tells him that he can have it. All he has to do is touch it, and she turns and throws it out the window. However, that doesn't stop Darkwolf as he jumps out after it, and he ends up crashing on the ground below. Back at the hotel, Harley and Ivy enjoy their time dancing when a man comes up to them and begins to hit on them. Ivy tells him to take a hike, and Harley tells him that he should go pump some iron in traffic. The man tells them that he's a professional fighter. Maybe they've seen him. And Ivy tells him that he should probably listen to Harley. So the man turns and grabs Ivy and asks, oh, what? Before anyone can do anything else, Selena appears and knocks the guy across the face, telling him, or this. Ivy says she totally could have handled that, but Selena says if you want to wake him up, you guys can go at it again if you'd like. Harley jumps in with, nah. Besides, it's getting a little too hot up here. So it's Selena's suggestion that they all go cool off, and she pushes her into the pool. Harley whines, asking the girls to help her out, and then she pulls them both into the pool with her, screaming, pool party, which causes everyone else to jump into the pool with their clothes on too. The next morning, the girls are getting ready to leave, but Harley is still feeling the effects of a hangover. Selena tells her not to worry, though. She knows just the thing to cure that hangover. Food! So after getting something to eat, the girls all head over to Louie's neighbor Sheila to pick up the ashes in the trailer, and they set off to go back home. A few hours into the drive, though, Harley tells Ivy that they should stop by Las Vegas. And while at first they're kind of against it, they can do it for only a few hours. 2 days later, Harley leans back out of the trailer and tells Ivy, all right, she's done. Pull over to the next gas station. Once they stop, Harley thanks all of the wonderful people for such a great party, but they all really need to get to sleep now. So basically, Harley did a detour to Las Vegas for 2 whole days. And the next morning, as they're recovering from that party, the big question is, why are they all sleeping in the same bed? The girls all head back out with Selena driving the trailer. But before long, a driver appears behind them speeding. And that person is Darkwolf, coming back for his necklace.
Well, I'm pretty much done, guys, here, apart from a few bits here and there. And I've forgotten to put the hands in.
Crashing into a ditch. He then starts to laugh at how awesome that was. He feels like the Mad Maxy guy from those movies. And then he realizes that he wasn't watching the road and he ends up crashing into a cactus. Harley kicks open the trailer door, stating that it was fun at first, but this is no longer fun. Then she goes to check on Darkwolf and asks if he's okay and what's with his costume, because it's actually nice, but why do that? He tells her, my beef was with Catwoman, you silly screech monkey. And Harley tells him that his beef was with her now, and begins to pick out the pieces of the cactus, and proceeds to beat Darkwolf with her new cactus gloves. After that is done, it brings everyone back to the beginning with the girls stranded when they were sunbathing. That's where we started the story. After a few hours in the sun, though, Selena begins to finally hear someone coming. And Harley jumps in the road and flags down a man in his truck asking if he can help. Of course, he tells her yes, they can hop in the back of the truck if they want, and they also have water, as long as they avoid any of the bottles that are marked. The girls all jump in the back of the truck and they begin to drive off, and Harley decides that they're all going to have a drink from the bottles that are marked. Harley and Ivy begin to drink the marked bottles, and Selena smells it and says on second thought, but it's too late for the other two. Harley begins to hallucinate and sees herself being eaten by Ivy and ends up falling in a dinner party. When she lands, she asks what's for dinner, but then she looks at her arms and they're turning into chicken legs. She sees where this is going. Well, hope they all enjoy. Over in Ivy's hallucination, she finds herself taking care of a Harley Quinn cat and spreading their vines throughout Gotham. Harley Cat asks if the Bat would be upset, but then the Batman shows up and tells her that he actually likes this. Ivy then asks if he really likes what she's done, and he tells her no. He likes the Harley Cat who is licking herself, and then he begins to kiss her. The kiss is short-lived, though, when Selena tells them both that that's enough. Batman is her chemical romance. So while Harley Cat and Selena begin to have their cat fight, Batman asks if Ivy would like to get a frappuccino and if she wants to get out of here. Harley and Ivy begin to wake up and wonder where they are, and Selena tells them that they've been out for 2 days, so she went ahead, got the car and the trailer fixed. Harley's response, though, is, I don't feel like I've slept for 2 days. Why do I always feel so tired? And Selena tells her that she didn't say anything about sleeping. She will say that Ivy and Harley did leave quite an impression on the Indian reservation, though. The girls continue with their road trip, stopping by the largest ball of yarn, climbing lightning rods during a lightning storm, and even picking up a hitchhiking Bizarro and daring him to fly naked in front of Ivy while she's driving. But after a long drive, they finally made it back home, and to the place where Harley is to drop off her uncle's ashes. When she hands over the ashes to the caretaker, she asks if it's possible to go see her aunt before she leaves. He tells her, of course. It's over in section 11, right under the dead pine tree. He got struck by lightning and they haven't replaced his sense. Ivy and Selena leave Harley to pay her respects. Harley begins to tell her aunt that she brought back Uncle Louie for her. She'll miss them both, especially the good times. Like the time that her aunt knocked over that one ugly woman who was fighting everyone over a sale dress, and her Uncle Louie was laughing the whole time. After a while, Ivy asks Harley if she's going to be okay. She tells her she's just saying her goodbyes. But it's sad that they picked this spot because of that ruined tree. Look at it. So Ivy tells her to step back. She has a formula. And she drops a few drops onto the tree. The tree begins to spring back to life. Ivy says that she only had the formula.
Okay, I'm going to give you a quick scan in, guys. A quick close-up. There's the original image.
All of Harley's tenants threw a barbecue on their rooftop to welcome everyone back from their road trip. And while Harley is a little bothered that Ivy and Selena are leaving in the morning, they all have one big huge sleepover before they leave with games and stuff.
So there's the original image, guys. Something I'm taking inspiration from. And here is what I've drawn today. Again, I'm not happy with the eyes, but I'll change them up if I need to. Again, I've given her a beckoning hand. Again, I'm not too happy with it, but it'll do for now. And it's basically the same image, but I'm going to be putting some hands here, sort of, backing it, come here out, I'm going to grab your hands because I need you because she's beckoning you in. Okay, she's a temptress.
It's one of my favorite comic books out right now. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Comic Story and Instagram at Comic Story. And I'll see you guys next time right here.
While I take a quick breather, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below.
First on PS4. All the players.
Harley has been leading her own life without the Joker, but isn't it time for her to confront him again for what he did? Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into that digestible bite to help you understand that every Digimon is actually you all alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems and all artists owned by respective companies. If you are joining us for the first time in our Harley Quinn video, let me explain quickly what's happened up to this point. The Joker vanished early in the New 52, leaving Harley Quinn on her own. She inherited an apartment building with tenants and ended up on the Suicide Squad. Through these events, she has built a life for herself with her own friends and adventures in Brooklyn, New York. She found a new man that she started to try and see around her crazy schedule. But due to her crazy life, he ended up getting arrested and placed in prison and then transferred to Arkham Asylum. While she was following the wishes of his mother and not breaking him out of prison, she decided that she can't let him rot in Arkham Asylum, especially since his cell is next to an old flame of hers, the Joker. That brings us to right now, with Harley arriving in Gotham, seeing an old friend of hers, Poison Ivy. We're going to call her Ivy for short. They wine and dine in Gotham, with Harley explaining why she has returned and is now crashing out.
Okay.
Place. After some
Just find that image that I had with the beckoning, or the hands trying to grab. I really like to have in the hands there because again, she's pinning you in. And she's temptress. She's tempting another character from the book. There it is.
Kicking the guards to the sides. She knees one man in the genitals and then throws a fist into another's throat, knocking off his mask, which reveals to us what the gas does that she dropped. Because it's not tear gas. One of the guards hulks out, grabbing his friend and knocking him out before slamming down another one. Harley realizes that her gas had quite a wallop, and she runs off as the guards are now running in to stop the hulking out guards. Then to add to the distraction, she throws a
in the DC? No. Don't be doing that, DC. You already copy each other's ideas. Don't have a Hulk in there as well.
Inside, yelling out, "Mason, where are you?" She gets to his cell door and he asks, "What are you doing here?" She walks in and informs him she's here to break him out, but Mason tells her he doesn't know if he wants to go with her. He's heard some things about her from another inmate in here.
Just copying that image so I can put it into my Twitter file, guys, so I can enlarge it.
Does it even matter? So she hands him a bill telling him that they don't have time for this, they need to leave. So follow her. But as they do leave, it's a creepy, sadistic voice calling out to her. "Yoo-hoo! Honey baby, pumpkin pie! Aren't you forgetting something?" Harley knows that voice without even turning around. No, not him. And Mason tells her that that's the guy that's been telling him those things about her. And with a grin, he follows up. "Come give Daddy a big kiss, Harley. You know you can't resist your main man." So Harley turns to Mason. "Listen to me. That was a whole lifetime ago. I lost my way and I put my heart and trust into someone so dark and twisted. Well, when I was with him, I had nowhere to go but up. That's why I left Gotham and started a new life in Brooklyn with a bunch of good and supportive and real friends that had my back." "I had your back, sweetie, among other things. Why don't you make us both happy and come on over here and let me out?"
I don't think I put it in the right place. That's not.
I know how to make you feel like you again.
Not good at
See,
all.
Mason, he's real good at making people
Oh no, my phone seems to have. Oh no, phone's good. No, phone's got 1% battery. That's not good.
Mason tells him, "Shut it!" And Harley knows what she needs to do. She walks over and puts the card into the card slot, opening the door. And then she walks inside and shuts the door behind her. "What are you doing?" "Something I should have done a long time ago."
Just step away a minute, guys. Bear with me.
In her
Let me
pants
think of the image.
We're going to talk this out.
Let me think.
The Joker is playing.
Let me
He walks
know
over, opens her chest.
what you think of the image. Give me a second. I'll get
Before this
you
night is over, I'm gonna bring you
closer
to a
image.
gas here.
So you can see
Remove
that a bit better.
That's not gonna happen. What is gonna happen is you and I are It's a gorilla and leave with me. The Joker puts both his hands on her neck. See? Playtime, just like the old days.
So you can see the before and after.
Still frail in body and mind, Harley. Some things never change. I'll give you one more chance to make this right.
Bear with me. I'm just going to go step away for a quick pee. Because if I don't, I'm going to pee myself.
She sweeps his legs out from underneath him. They go back and forth with Harley telling him that he's gutter trash, and the Joker insisting that this is what she wants as he hits her and pulls her hair. Then he leans in. Get into it. She leans in and kisses him. Then she bites down on his lower lip, tearing it off his sick face. You are never going to mess with me or my mind again. Hear me? You disgust me. I know. I just disgust you from work, house, baby.
Of course, as soon as I need to go anywhere, the fucking playlist doesn't decide it's going to stop working again.
Rot in hell, you chuckling schmuck. He stands up and he
Sorry
tries
for
to choke
swearing,
her
though.
out, but she throws him to the ground. And then she grabs him by the hair and preps her fist. I'm not your toy anymore, understand? You did mean something to me one time, but that time is over. If I ever see or hear you again, or if you ever mess with my family and friends, I'm not going to be nice like I was today. I'm going to finish your ass off for good. She then leaves him there, bleeding. She grabs Mason before leaving. They then escape up the waterways, and he looks at her. Are you okay? She tells him, nah, but I'll be better. Ivy then pulls up in the bathtub. They all load up on it, heading back to the dock where Batman is waiting. Ivy, all boats you could have taken. He's standing with Batman and his Harley's friends and family. Batman informs that Mason's going into witness protection after he helps in the investigation that he locked up for. While she isn't happy about it, she knows that it's best, so she gives Mason a passionate kiss before saying her goodbyes. And as they go to leave, Batman pulls Harley aside, asking, "Are you staying in Gotham?" She doesn't know. And Ivy gives Batman back the keys to that boat. She then gets on a train, saying goodbye to Ivy, and Tony, her friend, asks how she's doing. Sitting with her friends and family, she couldn't be any better. Now, if you haven't been following our Harley Quinn stories, then you know that some of the Harley Quinn stories are crazy out there. Some of them are really serious. And personally, I really like this exchange between Harley Quinn and the Joker because it really pulls Harley Quinn out of the abusive relationship that she used to have with the Joker. And it shows that she is becoming her own character. And DC, even recently when they announced DC Rebirth, stated that Harley Quinn was one of the pillars of the DC universe now, which tells you how far she's come from being just a generic character that was put
Sorry if you could hear that in the background.
Pretty amazing. If you guys want to chat about this or anything else, follow me on Twitter @ComicStorian and Instagram @ComicStorian, and I'll see you next time right here.
I would love something delicious.
Breakfast with nobody likes those. Give me a second. Trying to sort myself out again, guys. Might even have time to colour this today, but I might do the colouring tomorrow because I can ink it first. And then I've got I've got hands to do yet, haven't I?
Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues, and I break them down into digestible bites so that you can eat them as zombies, and then we read each back to you. All illustrations of the panel, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by respective companies. Tonight is
I'm going to make a quick drink, give Nicole a chance to join us, but I don't think she's going to today. She may not be feeling very well.
A little bit about herself. Her name is Harley Quinn. All of her friends and enemies know her simply as Harley Quinn.
She doesn't really get much to say. What are we doing?
University went into the medical field. Though she worked in a hospital, she was always.
What do you think, guys? Let me know.
And so she went in as an inmate.
Maybe,
asylum. There she met a man who saw
put some hands on either side of her.
She loved him.
Like,
And so
close
for her
up.
to be like him, he pretty much took chemicals to bleach her skin like his. And then he later dumped her. So after a bit of soul searching, here she is. She wouldn't be here without her Coney Island Freak Fest and her burlesque troupe. As Harley explains, that's about all you really need to know about her. So, guys, good. Moving on. Someone in the crowd says he already knew all this stuff. And then we look to the crowd and see that there's only two people in there. Red Tool and Jim Soliday. After the show, the three of them head outside the theater where Red Tool begins to get on Harley. She lets him know he's telling me boundaries. A boundary for girls in that mask they were wearing. He asked her to refer to be seen looking people taking her away.
In the face, I think the face needs a lot more detail.
Well, a mist of Oklahoma, the alien crash landed there. The alien's body was then wrapped up within the cows that were located where he crash landed, and all of it was then ground up together into
Okay, it's gone into there now.
hot dogs in New York. That brings us to the current times, where those very same insane-looking people
May get a bit of buffing in a moment, guys, so bear with me.
Fight them all as they can, and even Tony helps out with the fight. But even with the three, they're soon backed into a corner. Red Tool tells them all to be careful. We have no idea what happens if we get bitten by one of these infected. We could possibly become infected ourselves. But no sooner than he says that, he gets bitten in the arm. Red Tool says, "That was my one good arm." And Harley leaps in stating, "I will save you!" And she cuts off his arm. Red Tool then yells at her, shouting, "What are you doing? I said that there could be a chance that it could spread, and you cut off my arm. That was my favorite arm." Harley picks up Red Tool and tells him, "Whoopsie daisies. Well, we should probably boogie back on the inside anyway. I have an idea that's going to save you." Moments later, Red Tool now sits in a catapult, and Harley tells him that she's going to get him and his arm to the hospital so that they can put it back on. He asks her, "Why don't we just drive there? How bad can it really be down there? And I'm feeling a little bit woozy." Harley looks over the edge and says that it looks like someone already called 911 because it seems like the zombies may have eaten 911 already. So, pull! The catapult then launches Red Tool, and she radios for him to come in. She needs to make sure that he's awake so that he can open up his parachute, and Red Tool doesn't answer. So Harley does the next best thing that she can think of to make sure that he gets into the hospital. And she begins to shoot out the windows of the hospital. She opens fire on him, breaking out all the windows, and thankfully Red Tool flies through the broken windows, landing inside of the hospital. Tony calls up the hospital, letting them know what's going on, and then they yell at him for catapulting a person into the hospital, and he tells them that they didn't have much choice. And yeah, the guy's arm is in his cooler. So just give them an update when he's okay. Harley then gets a call to come downstairs because on the news they explain that there is a mysterious outbreak going on. And oddly enough, the zombies seem to be contained by an invisible force field. There's no word on how the biting and transferring process works, and that gives Harley another idea because those are going so well at this point. She decides that she's going to find out as much as she can about these zombies by catching one from the rooftop. She casts her line out, but instead of just hooking onto a regular zombie, she hooks onto a zombie horse. Tony tries to get a hold of her to stop her from being pulled over the side because the horse is kind of heavy. But the strength of the horse rips Harley away from Tony, and she screams, "Yahoo!" Once she gracefully falls off at the top of the building, she jumps onto a store awning, and then she says the immortal words of the spandex sporting Aussie goddess with the golden locks. "Let's get physical." She begins grabbing and kicking the heads off the zombies, which leads to riding a zombie horse through the streets, knocking the heads off of the other zombies with a bat, which then leads to beating the zombies with a plunger in the bathroom. I really didn't think that this story could get any crazier. The beatings continue as she makes her way into a children's restaurant, but soon the zombies begin to close in as there's just too many zombies for her to fight off with a plunger from the bathroom. That is until one of them gets shot in the head and the rest of her gang shows up to help bail Harley out of trouble. She tells them while eating a pretzel that she was wondering when they would show up, but if they didn't notice, they kind of can't get out of here because of the giant zombie wall. She then tells everyone to head over to the bumper car ride. That thing is surrounded by a metal gate. They can wait it out there. Everyone proceeds to kill all of the zombies in the bumper car ride, and they lock the gate to make sure that no one else can get inside. And then they look outside.
He done. Got me cheated up to me now. And we're back on it.
Breaks, and Harley follows up with a rather appropriate, "Oh, fuck nuggets." The zombies start
No, fuck nuggets.
and then suddenly, a buzzing swing, all of the zombies are cut in half. Ivy appears holding a weed whacker with a saw blade attached to it, stating that she's not a fan of these meat bits. Once the gang gets back to the apartment, they all watch the news as more information goes out about the zombie outbreak. It appears that the infected do not transfer the infection to anybody when biting them, but regardless, everyone should stay indoors and do not attempt to leave, which is fine for Harley and Ivy as they work clean up together. And that's when Harley realizes something very, very important. How much food do they have left? Tony tells her that today was supposed to be their shopping day, so really they only have a bunch of cans of stuff. And that's when Jim tells her that he does have a large jar of dates.
There's horns as well. What do you think of those horns?
That while they do have all the dates, though, they don't have an unlimited supply.
Might give him curry horns. Again, it's just like the basic idea today, guys. It's just a copy of something else I've already done.
Little too mangled for them to reattach. The doctor tells them that the owner of the arm was Victor the Chronic Temple. He was killed running for the police this morning, and the arm seems like a good fit. Red Tool realizes who the Chronic is. He's the guy that shows up in Rosier's apartment dressing rooms, and he couldn't help himself.
Okay, right, so let's get rid of that one. Get back to back to where I was. Whoa, without knocking everything off the table.
Are you kidding me? The Chronic masturbator's arm. The doctor stops him, telling him, stop. The Chronic was a lefty. You got his right arm. Red Tool grabs the nurse and tells them, if you tell anyone where I got this arm from, I will make it my personal obsession to hunt you down and kill everyone you've ever loved in such creative and horrible ways. Back in the apartment, Harley suggests using the catapult to launch themselves past the crowd. And Eggy says that might be a problem because, you might crack. Harley gets up asking Eggy, just what is it inside of you, you giant egg? And he says, well, he does have a rather large yolk. Ivy pulls Harley away, stating we are not going to resort to cannibalism. Does anyone else have any other ideas? Tony speaks up, stating that there are tunnels on the first floor through the Madame's Wax Museum. However, no one really knows where they go. Harley shouts out, "Tunnels! I love tunnels! I have just the outfit for that." So after changing into her splunking clothes, Harley and the group head down through the museum until they find the entrance to the tunnels, which has a rather foreboding semblance to it. Meanwhile, over the Earth in space, apparently the alien who crash landed have located their son on the planet. And right now, the only thing that his mother wants to do is bring back her little monster. Back in the tunnels, the group comes across a room with several doors all leading to different places. Tony says that they're looking for the one to the theater, which Ivy finds rather quickly. But elsewhere in the room, people see Harley trying to pull the locks off of one door, stating that she just has to know what's behind it. You can't show her a place like this and not expect her to open up all the doors. After finally pulling her away, Harley and the group continue on, but instead of finding the theater, they find a shoe store.
I really don't like those eyes.
She could use another
But
pair of Jimmy Choo's. She starts climbing up the racks. But
that's not where I'm concentrating now. I'm going to be doing the hands. So let's go into the hand sort of shape. Again, I'm going to be sketching them out very lightly.
Tony says they're going to need to go back, but the shells are now blocking the door. Back above the Earth, the parents begin to float down to the location where they're getting a reading from their son. Except they're getting hundreds of readings. Something must be wrong. The father says, oh, their son must have been eaten. So he has an idea. He'll use a recovery beam and pull out each piece of their son's body from the earthquakes. The green light begins to shine down, and suddenly alien pieces begin shooting out of all of the zombies, even the ones that Harley and the rest of them are fighting. The alien parents begin yelling at their son, even though they can put him back together. The process is going to be long, and he won't be able to respond. But he can hear them yelling at him. Everyone runs outside to see the aliens take off, and Tony begins to ask, now what? And Harley tells him, finally, we can go to the diner. Of course, I'm so hungry. The group all sits down to eat, and Harley asks Ivy if she's finally ready to move in with her. And Ivy says, how about she books a trip to the Bahamas first and sees how that works out before they live in the same room. And that is the relaunch of Harley Quinn. Now, for those of you guys who are wondering why this is such a crazy story, as usual, the Harley Quinn storyline typically has a crazy storyline and then a serious storyline. So most likely the next one's going to be a tad bit more serious. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Harley Quinn, more DC Rebirth, and more Marvel. And don't forget to follow me.
Or just keep watching, guys, and you'll hear the rest of it if there is another episode. There should be, as it's a whole Harlequin thing. Oh, God's sake. Better not be 3 hours after we're out.
The experience economy has been very important in regard.
What do Batman and Harley Quinn do on the holiday season? Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. And every good man is actually all alterations to the panel, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by respective companies. With the holidays in full swing around us, the Comic Story and team also needs a break. So we scrounged up all of the holiday specials going on in all of your favorite books. We're going to bring them to you over this holiday season. Hope you guys enjoy. Today is going to be Batman, Silent Night, and Harley Quinn, Not So Silent Night, both in Batman Annual #1. There are 8.5 million people that live in Gotham, not including all of the commuters and passerbys. On average, the city logs 5.5 emergency calls per second. Needless to say, there are no silent nights. For Bruce, the Bat computer scans those incoming calls and compares them to fugitives and known hotspots, and then it sends him the GPS coordinates. Tonight, though, as Bruce swings through the city of Gotham, there's a ping indicating a system alert at Champion Square. There, a group of people in red coats begin to climb the statue as people begin to gather. And with the crowd silent, 2 of those people jump off of the top of the statue. And as they're caught, the crowds look and gasp at the sight. Bruce watches from afar, but the strangest thing happens at that very moment. People begin to take out their phones and cameras and they watch the performers. And Bruce notices the system went silent. The performers continue their act, and Alfred radios that the alert system is working perfectly fine. Maybe he should just see this as a moment of grace. You know, we used to have a saying in the SAS, enjoy it while it lasts. Bombardment will surely resume. Bruce smiles as the performers take their bow, and just as they wrap up, the system pings for an alert. Alfred asks Bruce if he needs the coordinates, and he tells him, no, I already have them. So Alfred tells him, very good, sir. Back to the bombardment, as Bruce sits back out. It was Christmas Eve in Gotham City, and for a brief moment,
Okay, I'm laughing.
So what better way for Harley to celebrate than by breaking into people's homes to bring them all presents?
We're on holiday.
So Batman
Halloween
and
soon.
A short while later in the Batmobile, Harley shouts, Come on, did you think I was gonna dance on the front door? Not with my kind of breath. Besides, I actually have candy and cookies in my bag. Bruce looks at a bowl of pudding and asks what's that. And Harley says it's holiday pudding, in case she ran into her ex. Bruce takes the bowl and throws it out the window where it explodes. She says, okay, maybe I had one itsy-bitsy bump, but I really do want to do good. I'm a changed person now. As the two continue to drive, Batman says that he'll finish his patrol and drop her off at city limits. Either that, or he can drop her off at Arkham. He does it fine. Can you at least put some Christmas music on before you dump me off? Bruce says that it's not that kind of radio. So Harley says, fine. How about we sing? I know you were singing with the cops one whole Christmas Eve. So Harley starts with a song. Jingle bells, Batman bells, Robin Layden. Sorry, that just kind of popped out. So after that, Harley begins to sing actual Christmas songs. And Bruce notices two little girls dropping off some toys for charity. However, before they can make their drop-off, some older kids begin to pick on them and throw one of the girls to the ground. One of the boxes opens up, showing a Harley striped bat, and the girl starts beating the kids away. Soon, the kids begin to run off, and then Bruce notices something else going on. A man's dog breaks free from his owner and heads into oncoming traffic.
Hopefully you can see that hand there, guys. But I kind of like that hand. So I kind of leave it pretty much as is.
Moments later, a man comes out trying to grab her, and the woman manages to hit the man with her bag. Just then, the man notices he ran into a parade of people all dressed as Harley. She continues singing at the top of her lungs, singing "Deck the halls with bales of holly, 'tis the season." And Bruce quietly says, "To be jolly." Harley shouts that she knew he was singing along, and he tells her, "It's time for you to go." Once Bruce drops her off, Harley shouts, saying, "Thanks for leaving me out here in the cold all alone." And then Harley hears someone shout, "Hey, Nutbucket is back." Harley turns to see Tony and Ivy and realizes Bruce dropped her off all the way back at home. Ivy gives Harley some hot chocolate, and with her new pet, Harley asks everyone who's ready to go carry him. Ivy says that it's 4 a.m, and Tony adds that everyone's asleep. So Harley shouts, "Not for long," and the group begins to walk down Coney Island carefully. You probably watched a few of our other holiday videos at this point, or maybe this is your first one. But either way, I hope you all have some amazing holidays out there. And with that, I'm just going to sign off right here. If you like comic books right dramatically back to you, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter @ComicStorian if you want to chat. See you all next time right here.
But if you want to chat to me, guys, I'm Blut084, BLUT084, Art and Games, here every day on YouTube, occasionally on Mixer, but every day and night over on Instagram. So you can follow me over there, guys, and see what else I get up to, or just want to have a chat, like the Comic Historian said there, you can have a chat with me. I'm there every day and every night. So if you guys do want to chat, just leave me a comment, or go over to Instagram, same name, different place.
Another crazy Hollywood adventure. Welcome to Complete Story Series. I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digital bites to help you understand. Then I read them dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panel, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. As I've been stating for most of this week, this is once again another holiday special. Actually, though, this one, instead of being a separate book, takes place in the normal Harley Quinn timeline. So let's see what's going to happen. This adventure begins with her and Red Tool going to the shopping center because she needs to see Santa. As they walk inside, Red Tool tells her that she isn't behaving like a proper Jewish girl. And she just retorts with, "I never behave like a proper Jewish girl." They both walk inside and they get in the line filled with children. And that's when Harley notices something. Santa isn't exactly there. A woman in a sexy elf costume steps out to sadly announce Santa has been delayed due to nasty weather. And he's sorry, but he can't make it today. So Merry Christmas. All of the kids slowly realize what's going on. And then they all cry out, Harley included. She runs over demanding to know what's going on from the elf. And the elf informs Harley that Santa is in the hospital. They wouldn't give her any details. One of the kids snaps and starts to cry out that he wants to see Santa. So he ends up knocking over the giant candy canes and like dominoes and knocks over the rest of them. And boom! Harley is hit on the head. Dazed and confused, the elf and Red Tool look over her, asking if she's okay, and then another elf runs in, telling them that Santa is in the New York hospital. Seeing this as the chance that she needs to save Santa, Harley calls for Red Tool, and they run off to save Santa. They get to the hospital, and they ask what's going on, because Santa is hooked up to one heck of a crazy device. The doctors explain that Santa is currently comatose, as he's battling his inner demons. You see, Santa remains happy because he's able to hide all of his dark and depressing thoughts deep down in his mind. But something changed and he's now battling himself in his own mind. The only way to save him is to have somebody shrink down and go into his inner thoughts. But if someone shrinks down, they can't be re-enlarged, so they're basically going to die. Harley, without a second thought, throws on a white jumpsuit and agrees to shrink down and be placed into Santa's head. She lays down on a table, and Red Tool decides that this is the time. He's finally going to do it. He wants to let her know something, and she stops him. If you're about to tell me that you love me, then you need to grow a set, you sappy dork. And he stops her. No, I was going to say that this is one of your worst ideas ever. And like that, she vanishes. As Red Tool calls out, "I'll always love you!" At first, things are weird already, as she's floating around in nowhere space. Snow appears, and in front of her she sees 5 igloos.
Okay, this is not season. I don't want to listen to that. Let's go to the next one.
Once upon a time, there was a girl who dreamed of being a rapper. Now, dreams are magical things.
The story of injustice is still trucking along, with Batman of this universe refusing to lose by using Lex Luthor's technology to summon a version of the Justice League that hadn't turned evil. But while the final battle of Batman vs. Superman was finally coming to a close in the Injustice universe, there are individuals that we didn't see in the game, such as the Injustice Harley Quinn and the proper universe's Joker. How did Harley cope with the Joker being alive again? And how did she aid Batman in this fight? Why wasn't she in the final battle? Let's find out as we lead into the Injustice.
Okay, that's the hands done.
You see, after our last battle, in which
Hopefully you can see them clearly. If not, guys, keep tuned and I'll sketch them in a bit heavier. But I don't think I need to do them any heavier than that. But I will do. That's the hands. So I can get rid of the playing behind it and make this bigger. Excuse me.
But when Harley got a hold of Batgirl, Batgirl was busy playing Mortal Kombat. And she told Harley to just relax and not move. Batman has this whole thing under control. Harley heard that, but decided
I completely forgot to Instagram all of this.
So she has an idea. She's going to retrieve his trusty Batmobile. She took her gang with her after renaming them from Larry Perry Terry to Larry.
Bear with me. I'm going to quickly make an Instagram post because I normally Instagram it piece by piece to get people's interest.
On his phone. Harley had an idea.
Because Instagram is a very good place to share all of your pictures.
If you had forgotten, Harley has taken quite a shine to Shazam, and way earlier in the Injustice tale, she tried to convince him to leave the regime with her. As she walked out in front of him, dropping a green pill out of her boot, she called out to him while taking the pill. The very same green pills that were invented to give regular people super strength and durability. Shazam hovers down, warning her to leave. With Superman's temper, she won't survive. And Harley jumps at him, asking what his safe word is. She hits him with the full force of a crazy woman holding a hammer and throws him into the shield. As he falls back down, she smacks a board that he was landing on, launching him into the sky.
What do you think of the hands? Do you like the hands? Do you think the hands are a good piece to put there? Can you see the hands? I'll give you a close-up very, very shortly. So bear with me.
He tried to charge at her, but using the acrobatics of an insane clown gang member, she backflips over him and returns the favor, swinging her hammer down. He catches it swiftly as she calls him Shazarina. He then throws the hammer into the air, asking if she wants to die. She starts punching him in the stomach, telling him, "You should be nice, Shazlarin." And Shazam grabs her by the throat, lifting her into the sky, telling her, "Shut up!" He looks her in the eyes as she tells him, "Shaz, I can't quit you." "Damn it, my name is Shazam!" he shouts as he's getting licked, except that's how Shazam's powers work, and he turns back into Billy Batson. Harley smiles as Billy panics. She catches him out of midair, landing safely since she has the green pills to aid her in her landing. With a swift puff of the knockout gas, she puts him to sleep. And she walks over to the shield with Larry, Jerry, and Barry and says the magic words! Shockingly, the shield vanishes, but it actually had nothing to do with Harley because at that exact moment, Green Arrow was breaking it for Batman so that they can get it. Talk about a convenient plot device. And with that, Harley and her gang, with Billy as prisoner, enter the manor. And just as Batman and the good Justice League begin to enter the manor themselves on the top floor, and they would have gotten to the cave before Harley and her crew, except they ran into a slight problem. A problem going by the name of Killer Frost and Solomon Grundy. And a battle begins on the top floor. While this is happening,
Solomon Grundy and Killer Frost was who I was battling against this yesterday on Sunday's Beatdown on my Mixer channel. Don't forget you can, if you subscribe, you'll get the ping, and I will send that out very, very shortly, guys. Maybe straight after this stream here or this afternoon, but it will be coming to the YouTube channel very soon, guys.
Beneath all of this, Harley and her crew enter the Batcave where from the last battle that it had. And they also see the Batmobile stands a couple of tires. It should have been an easy fix and a drive-off until a baton hits the ground, and Harley looks up to see Damian Wayne. Her crew tells her to watch out, Nightwing has arrived, but Harley quickly informs them that that is actually Damian Wayne in Nightwing's outfit after he accidentally killed the Nightwing and his father disowned him. So don't worry, they've already kicked his butt back with Bird Girl. As Damian runs in, kicking one of the gang members in the chest, throwing him down, Harley orders her gang to tackle him while she gets to work in the car. But Damian begins to twirl his baton like a man with years of experience, beating down the rather inexperienced members of Harley's gang. Seeing that she needs to take it upon herself, she leaps in, ducking underneath the baton, kicking him in the head, and following it up with an elbow and an uppercut to drop him to the ground. As Harley goes in for the kill shot, her gang tells her to stop. He's down. Harley bites her lip, remembering that she's a good guy now. Good guys don't kill. She takes Billy with her as she drives off, leaving the gang behind. She races into the streets of Gotham until there's a crack, and Black Adam lands on the Batmobile, surprised that he didn't just find Batman. With a simple flick of his finger, he knocks Harley away as she pops another green pill and returns the favor. Except Black Adam isn't playing nice, and he grabs her foot, slamming her into the ground. She gives him a swift kick to the groin, only to discover that other parts of him are made out of steel, and he stomps her on the head. Meanwhile, back at Wayne Manor, our heroes have defeated the regime members that they were fighting with the help of the Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman informs him that her losing to Killer Frost does not leave this dimension. They walk into the Batcave where Batman notices a fight happened recently, and Damian is already making his exit. Back streetside, Harley's gang members ride in on motorcycles, and they try to use them as weapons against Black Adam, except as they tackle him, he smugly launches into the sky. Billy Batson wakes up in the Batmobile with a gag, preventing him from being Shazam, but he does see Black Adam, and he knows that he has to get out of there. Because he watches as Black Adam throws bolts of lightning down.
Okay, right. Let's move that one to the side again so I can carry on.
She quickly takes it away from him and puts it back down. She looks in the window, telling Billy that she would never let
I want to work on the hands, not the hands. I've done. I actually quite like the hands. It didn't take me that long to do them, but this hand it's good enough, and I want to change the eyes because they just don't look right. Maybe it's because the other image has got a lot more hair, whereas this image doesn't have any hair. Then again, it could be just the color and the shading that's on the original picture. Maybe if I put a little bit hair sort of here, maybe, and sort of scatter it like so.
He invented a device that could 100% incapacitate Superman, but he made it so that it needed every Justice League member to open it up and approve it. Once that's revealed, they place their hands onto the device and it begins to open. Back on the streets, Harley's
cascading hair, actually.
Begin to try and make a break for it.
No, actually, I don't mind that. I think I will do that.
When finally, Shazam wins out. Harley runs over to thank him with hearts in her eyes. Shaz looks at the idiots in hoods as he puts it, and he tells them to get away now because the regime forces are around. And then picks up Harley and he takes off. We need to talk. Harley is super happy that Shazam has switched sides to join her, and she asks him if it's too early to propose to him. He takes her to a field where he informs her, I like you a lot, but I'm not switching sides. I saved you for a lot of reasons, but mostly for saving Billy from getting smashed. I don't see how you can go back to working for Superman. I don't work for him, we're teammates. That means you're guilty as well. You're no killer. I stay because he needs someone to keep him in check. You say I'm good, and that's the reason I'm not switching sides. She kissed him on the cheek, and he begins to hover away. Try not to die, Harley. I like knowing that you're out there. You too, Shazam. This world needs some heroes. Meanwhile, back in the Batcave, Wonder Woman picked up Adam and brought him with her. And as they arrived, they wanted to know what Batman was planning to do with that little device. The story of Injustice is going to be going on no matter what. But initially, when Ground Zero came out, I thought it was more of a cash grab just to kind of get the name Injustice out there. But as the story's going on, I'm definitely starting to like this, and it's definitely fun.
Yeah, getting the name out there is. They did do a hell of a lot, but Injustice is a good game. I'm playing it at the moment.
How excited you are about Injustice 2, and how excited you are to be hearing those comic books when they finally come out. And don't forget to subscribe to get your doses of Injustice from Comic Story. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Comic Story, and I'll see you next time right here.
Running to game when you hear about Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Specialist Edition with exclusive downloadable content and 1,100 points exclusive to game.
Why is it every time I get really focused in, I get a friggin' advert? I don't care about your advert. If I want to do a game, I'll go get it.
Now in Punk Rocker. Okay, so this whole Harley Quinn run is really amazing, and this is the second storyline in DC Rebirth for Harley Quinn. I hope you guys enjoy.
Oh, that eye's completely off compared to the other one. I like the new shape for the eyes.
Any other morning on Coney Island when Ben the mailman set out for his route for the day. However, in the 8 o'clock hour, the sounds of horses clopping through the streets could be heard, and Ben's sigh stated that he knew drinking all that cold medicine would catch up to him. He looks out the window and he sees a knight riding on a horse, and he asks, "What do you freaks want?" The knight points his lance at the tires as it turns into a gun, and he says they want everything that he's carrying, and his life. The gun goes off and it causes the mail truck to swerve and crash into a lamppost. The sound of the crash can be heard from Harley Quinn's apartment. And quickly her and her companion Tony run outside with shotguns. Harley shouts, "Holy jouster rollies! Knights on horses robbing a mail truck?" And Tony says, "I see you too. I must be catching your craziness, girl." One of the knights yells, "Fun time's over. We got all that we can and these people are packing heat." The knights then turn to run away as Tony looks in the truck and he sees that Mr. Ben is in real bad shape. Harley shouts, "No! He's totally my favorite mailman!" and then fires a shot at the knights. The slug pings off the knight's armor, and Tony tells her, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Watch that you don't hit the horse. You do that, and I'm going to have to listen to your wailing about involuntarily pony side for the next 9 months." And Harley tells him, "Crap, you're right." She begins to help Ben out of the mail truck, and when he starts to state that they have a package for her today, special delivery from Arkham. Harley tells him, "Don't worry about that. It's just stuff. All you need to do is hang in there." But as Ben leans his head back, Tony says, "I'm sorry." But he's gone. She looks back up at the fleeing knights and says, "I am going to kill them! I'm going to hammer them down into tiny little ball bearings." Later, as Chief Spoonsdale arrives in the scene, he informs the press that they'll be working...
Putting details in now. Again, I'll give you a close-up so you can see all the details.
Currently, they suspect that with the trend of robberies, Brooklyn and its surrounding areas may be next.
Well, she's not going to be cutesy. She's going to be kind of demonic.
Spoonsdale gets in his car and he sees a pair of legs. And he hears the voice telling him, "My eyes are up here." Spoonsdale tells Harley, "Excuse me for being human, but there's some things that I'd like to go over with you. We know who these robbers are, but we can't touch them until we have solid proof. They're a punk rock band called the Purple Satin, and yeah, I know what you're thinking." Harley says, "Nobody knows what I'm thinking. Trust me on that one." Spoonsdale goes on to tell her, "We've been walking really thin ice on this. One of the band members is the senator's son. Every time that we try and set up a task force, my crew is shut down. What I need is someone like you to blend in with the crowds. That being said, there should be no ties to me or my office, so long as it all remains hush-hush. But there will be a reward." Harley tells him to consider it done with a vengeance. And Spoonsdale says that he thinks it's the beginning of a wonderful friendship. Later that night, up in the apartment, Harley calls Tony up to the roof, telling him that she's got an idea of how they can nail these guys. The only thing that she needs to know is, can he play an instrument? Tony tells her, "Heck yeah, I can. I was the lead guitarist in a few bands, and oh, I see where this is going." And Harley says, "That's right, Big T. Now, who else do you know that's musically gifted?" As Harley goes back inside, she checks out with the other Harleys. Eggy mentions that he used to play drums professionally for years before turning to a life of crime. You know, because he's a giant sentient egg. Harley shouts, "That's awesome! Now we just need a bass player." And Tony says that he knows the guy. Later, 4 nautical miles south of Rockaway, Red Tool begins to walk off a yacht with the body of his latest target. But Harley shouts, "Stay right where you are!" And yes, I know what you're thinking, dear viewer. Red Tool is like basically very close to a pool of dead. Like, I don't know.
Very
I
close.
can't think of the name of the superhero. It's almost like DC needed a guy that was kind of like, yeah, a superhero from Marvel. Anyway, Red says, "Sure."
Very
Nothing else
close.
to do anyway.
Like
Harley
beyond
zip lines
close.
down asking, "What happened? Blind date gone bad? She
Beyond
couldn't pick up the check?"
Close.
Red asks,
Let's just
"Why
say
do I
that.
owe this pleasure?" Harley tells him, "Tony said you play bass. Is that true?" Red tells her, "Yeah, I can also play piano. My mom insisted that I learn an instrument or two." "Wait, you stole a chopper just to ask me that?" Harley says, "What can I say? I'm resourceful and forceful. And right now, we're starting up a band, Red Tool." After a quick haircut, Harley runs out of her room wearing only a towel, asking everyone, "What do you think of my mohawk?" Eggy says that he wishes he had hair, and Red tells her, "It's Barry's 80s, bow wow wow with you." Harley shouts, "With this look, I can rock out!" And as she dances around, her towel falls off. Harley stands there naked, looking at everyone, and no one says a word, and she asks, "Really? I'm butt naked and not a single comment?" Red says, "I love Brazil." And Harley shouts, "Fine! Everyone get ready, because we got a gig tomorrow, and you all better be rehearsing. If we're going to pull this off, we got to sound like a non-crappy band." The next night, Harley begins to get ready to go on stage, and Tony says that he's a little worried about this. Purple Satin isn't even here, and our 3 songs won't even last 15 minutes. Harley finishes putting on her lipstick, telling him that it's all about stage presence, and then giving him a spectacular spectacle. Once Eggy and Red did the rest of the instruments on stage, Harley checks in, and Red tells her that they may have to go all fish and drag out their songs. Harley tells them to just relax. It's all covered. Just follow her lead. She steps out of the stage and announces, "Ladies and gentlemen, Gigi, Harleen, and the Scalabags." But as Harley begins to sing their first set, the crowd begins to boo and throw their beers. Backstage, Purple Satin shows up, and Billy says that the girl's really bombing out there. And Jello laughs, telling him, yeah, she's going to have to step up her game. Out in the crowd, one of the guys yells, "My boys make better music than you!" And Harley tells the band to terminate it. She's got a bone to pick with about everyone here. She looks back at the crowd and pulls one guy up, smacking him, stating, "I want respect and I'm going to have it." She continues beating the man, and the crowd loves it. As she goes on, Red asks, "What's gotten into you?" And Tony tells him, "Rock and roll with zero control, my friend." Harley then jumps onto a speaker, asking everyone if she's making herself clear. Thumbs up or thumbs down for your miserable rot pocket. Everyone begins to give a thumbs down and shout 86 the guy. Harley then yells, "Okie dokie Tulio, your music whacking weapon, please." Red Tool hands over the bass, and Harley jumps up the speaker and a loud splorch can be heard as blood flies into the crowd. Now with the crowd on her side, Harley goes back to rocking out until the set is even over. As they get off stage, Billy stops her, telling her, "Damn, you're one broken individual." And Harley tells him, "That better be a compliment." Billy goes on telling her that it is. "You and your gang, I've never seen anything like that. I was thinking, why don't you hang around until after the show? We're going to be heading out to a party." Harley says that if she's still here when they're done, they'll know her answer. And Billy tells her, "Fair enough." As Billy and the rest get on stage, Harley changes, and Tony asks, "What did you do to the poor guy?" Harley says that they had to convince Purple Satin that they were the real deal. Besides, that guy's running a dogfighting ring. He deserves more than what I gave him. Eggy says, "Yeah, but at the end, why were you throwing animal waste at the audience?" And Harley says, "I saw it in a video from the 80s. Plus chimps do it. Everyone loves chimps." Tony then asks, "What now?" And Harley says they're going to load the equipment and skedaddle. Billy Blood wanted her.
Okay, I'm taking away that bow.
When she gets to the location of where they are staying, she'll send a text. She'll keep them busy while they search the place.
Don't need any more to cover anything
As
up.
the show wraps up, Billy walks to the bar and sees Harley there.
Sometimes, guys, it is very handy to have like a detail in there that sort of covers up pieces that you don't technically like, except I know I took it away. I don't like it.
And asks where she got that. Jello asks her, "The heart of soap? A fan made it for me." And Harley says, "Is that right?" Jello hugs on Harley, asking if she likes the smell of it, and Harley tells her, "Only if it's earned." As Harley stares at the soap, she knows the place where that came from. Back at Arkham, back before everything, the Joker would make those for her. Ben did say that there was a package from Arkham. Billy drives Harley and Jello, and Harley asks, "So where are we crashing?" "I'm staying over at Seaview." Jello tells her that they're over at the Sheep's Head Inn. Bit of a drive, but they'll probably be spending the night in the city. While Jello tries to kiss Harley's neck, Harley then asks, "Where are the other two?" And Billy says that Buster and Joe got another gig. "But hands off, Jello. She's all mine tonight." Harley snaps that she's the one who decides who she's going to be with. "Now, you might want to tell me where we're going before I drive this car into a bridge." Billy laughs, telling her that they're going underground. Don't worry about a thing. After a little more driving, the group pulls into a shoddy apartment building. As they walk inside, a man asks if they're on the list, and Billy tells them, "Yeah, Billy Blood." The bouncer looks at the list and says that there's only 1 + 1 and there's 3 of you. Billy leans in close to the bouncer, telling him, "Go ahead and tell Ozzy his best boy is here. Go ahead. Give him a call." Up in the rafters, a portly man in the shadow says, "It's okay. He is one of my boys." The bouncer then opens the elevator and the doors open back up, and Billy says, "Welcome to the superhero and supervillain fetish club." As the three pass by a Harley Quinn dancer, she tells Harley that she's pretty cute, and Harley says, "Oh no, you're pretty cute." While they make their way towards the bag.
Do you know Max? If you did know Max, you could find him the perfect personal present at...
Billy tells the man dressed as Hawkman to lose the road. They are guests of Oswald. Once they sit in the VIP section, Billy says that it's pretty wild, right? And Harley tells him, "Oh yeah, never seen the real Batman kick it back like that. But is there any other rooms in this place?" And Jello says there are so many more. We can go explore them together. Harley gets to telling her, "Sure, just let her hit the camera." As Harley leaves, the bouncer tells Billy that the boss would like a word of him. Over in the ladies' room, Harley shows a man in drag how to properly apply lipstick and then ducks away into his stall to check in with Tony. Tony says that they just got to the inn, and Harley tells him to be careful. Joe and Buster got another show tonight, but no clue when they're supposed to be back. Tony says, "Right, he'll make sure that it's just like they were never there." And Red kicks in the door. And Tony says, I gotta go.
So yeah, we've got to the point where we could start inking really, guys, because I've got the horns, I've got the face that I'm happy with now, got a body, legs and shape and the hands, everything's where I want it to be now, really, and how I want it to be. Again, this is going to be inked and coloured in. What I might use tomorrow, guys, is it doesn't look like Nicole's going to join us today, so I don't want to get. I'm going to do an ink. I do a drawing every day, so as this is going to be continued on tomorrow, and I haven't got time to ink it all now. What I'm going to do now, guys, is end it here. But tomorrow we will be using my inking fine line pen. I might go and search out another one, and maybe adding a little bit of colour in with the Sharpies, but more likely I will be using my Copic colours again, as I really like using these. But what I might go and do is go and get some more and see if I can find some different shaded colours, as what I found that a lot of these are too dark to use, but I could be wrong. These could be still usable, but who knows? Find out tomorrow, guys, as this is now finished, as I've now finished doing my sketch for today. Tune in tomorrow, guys. Definitely don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can hear some more from the Harley Quinn playlist. I'll just pause that there for next time. And guys, definitely, if you have liked it today, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. My name's been Blut084, BLUT084, Art and Games, here every day on YouTube, occasionally on Mixer, but every day and night over on Instagram, guys. Same name, different place. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed today, and leave a like if you do. There's your quick scan of what it looks like, and I'll be continuing this tomorrow. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys, and always hit that bell so you never miss out on what's going on this channel. If you want to learn how some more about drawing, guys, and you want to see a little bit more, don't forget I've got some more in the Dark Month playlist, which you can check out. Otherwise, guys, see you tomorrow for the inking part of this week's Dark Month theme, which is Temptation. Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. My name's Blut084, BLUT084, Art and Games.